Hey, hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Heliopsychosis Podcast. This is your host, Vikka Draziv, guys. Welcome to the show. I was just got live and I was thrown out of the studio. So, yeah, hope you guys are doing great and had a great week. And yeah, we are back again Sunday evening, night to review the rest of the mocking of these two Globetards. All right. So absolutely welcome, guys, and hope you guys are doing great. And apart from that, I also want to share a few things, right? It's not only about that we need to review things, we also need to share what we are doing and finding and putting it out there, right? So for sure, I would like to share a few things before we get back to that review, which we are, I think, almost half the way. And before we do that, the link is right up there if anybody wants to jump in and join the chat. Awesome. Gene, maybe he join us in a bit. And yeah, I'm going to play a couple of things. Let me...
Yeah, this ain't delivery, it's divine design. Fire, pie, scripture, the kitchen of creation. Grab your slice. Say, yeah, yeah, flat like a pizza baked under the dome. Waters above, that's your real home. Genesis blueprint sealed and tight. No curve, no spin, just day and night. Thickness A, radius Z, pi times Z times A times A, that's reality. The crust is the land, the sauce is the sea, and the cheese is the life God gave to thee. But they serve you a globe with that Lucifer crust. NASA's the chef and deception's a must. Fate runs the spiral, life's DNA. They bury the pattern to lead you astray. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, fire in the ring. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call the globe by its name, yeah. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, fire in the ring. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call the globe by its name, yeah. They sell you orbits and rockets in flight, but can't show gas next to vacuum at night. Golden ratio fire in the flowers and shells, but they space stations, just Hollywood tells. Waters above, crash down in the flood. Hark on the crust, life saved by the blood. Now they plot for the beast in the U-wing hall. Lucy's trust candles lit under the call. Math don't lie, the volume don't spin. Pizza stays level no matter the spin. So why does your glow need a fear campaign? Cause truth in the crust breaks the devil's chain. Every size equals size, equals size. Every lie I despise. Fire in the road, pie in the plan. God is the baker, not mortal man. Fire in the brew, pie in the plan. God is the baker, not mortal man. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, fire in the ring. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call it glow by its name, yeah. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, fire in the ring. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call it glow by its name, yeah. So every size equals size, equals size. Every lie I despise. Fire in the road, pie in the plan. God is the baker, not mortal man. Fire in the brew, pie in the plan. God is the baker, not mortal man. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, fire in the ring. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call it glow by its name, yeah. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, pie in the ring. Don't mess the oven. molten core. I'm serving the truth they can't ignore. Flat like a pizza, recipe divine, serves at the start of time.
Alrighty, so I wanted to mention that this video, on Facebook, it has around 8,000 views. They're trying to censor, but also on TikTok, right? They are trying to censor this video, a 10-second clip from a beach showing what you're seeing on the horizon, the silhouette of few mountains, and one of them is 80 kilometers, right? So I have that stamp of reported content not verified. So I was even discussing today on TikTok live with few people there, right? Flat earthers, and they were saying the same thing. They've never seen something like this on TikTok, never, right? So I take this freaking as a medal, right? Nobody has, and I got it on a video, which is a clip which is showing you the reality, what we are seeing there, 80 miles, the silhouette of a mountain from the beach, right? Simple thing. It destroys the globe. That's why they want to censor it. They want to put that stamp. Even if you want to share that video, it comes with a warning, right? And you imagine what all shit the people are sharing on TikTok with everything you could imagine, and all the bullshit and all the AI and everything, right? Who the fuck is verifying that, right? And they put this stamp on my video, right? But that's what I said. It's a medal of honor. So, oh yeah. Another thing also I want to play till I find the video, guys. The link is up there if anybody wants to join in. Trolls are not allowed, right? That there are a few trolls who are trying to join in here, are not allowed. Other than that, as I look for the video, I also wanted to mention, right, that this place is an open panel, as we all have mentioned, right? People come here with different opinions, different ideas, different views, right? So we welcome most of the people, right? We listen to everybody, right? It's not that if the people have different opinion who have been here guests wouldn't be allowed because they have a difference of opinion or different view, right? This is the reason we are here, right? To analyze it together. So everybody in a way is welcome, right?
Bus farm.
But this is the thing. As long as you are not a supporter of the TFE, right, and fan of these people, all of these sellout, right, you are welcome to here to say what you think, what you find. Everybody, right? That's what we are doing. We are here gathering together, many different people from different channels, right, coming in and putting their input about what they think about whatever, what's been happening, what's we've been observing in this whole 2025, right, and what could happen. So that is the reason we need to, right, listen to people, right? We can't just because there's a difference of opinion, especially with the TFE, right? TFE is, we know what it did, right? And it's like almost like poisoning the well or poisoning the glass of water. You're mixing water in the poison or poison in the water. It's the same thing, like, right, with the truth, right? For sure, if you're going to give a little bit of truth and if you add in the poison, it's poison. Right? So that's what has been happening too. So anyway, before we get into the actual review, I wanted to play this video. It's about straight line distance unmanned flight transatlantic 1,881 miles, no curve. What it means, yeah, I'm gonna play it a bit and then we can speak about it.
was the first model aircraft to cross the Atlantic Ocean in 2003. The aircraft was launched from Cape Spear near St. John's in Newfoundland and landed at Manning Beach in Ireland 38.9 hours later. The model plane was powered by a small 4-stroke 10cc engine using 1 gallon of fuel for the entire flight. 1 gallon of fuel for the entire flight. It was recognized by the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale as a double world record flight for its duration of 38 hours and 52 minutes and 19 seconds and a straight line distance of 1,881.6 miles, 3,028 kilometers, using an autopilot. And a straight line distance of 1,881.6 miles, 3,000.
All right, this we are hearing it from a pilot, so-called a global pilot, is mentioning about this 2 flight, right? Scale models. One was scale model, right? Both were scale model, but the other one was much more higher tech, right? Which was earlier. They made in 1998. And then another one, right? Sending from US to Europe to Atlantic, a scale model plane, sending it straight in a straight line. On autopilot with fixed altitude, right? And they traveled 1,800 and something miles and reached Europe, right? 2 flights were done. With minimal petrol or with minimal fuel, right? In a straight line, not very high altitudes. What does it say, right? So I'm going to play a bit more.
28 kilometers, using an autopilot. And a straight line distance of 1,881.6 miles. And a straight line distance of 1,881.6 miles, 3,028 kilometers, using an autopilot.
Imagine an unmanned aircraft, no pilot, no crew, flying thousands of miles across the Atlantic Ocean, hugging the surface, steady and true. In 1998, the Aerosonde aircraft named Lama and Spirit Butt Farm Flight. In 2003, achieved exactly that. Tracked by the Argo system, it crossed from Newfoundland to Scotland, completely unmanned, holding a perfect level flight path for over 26 hours and 39 hours respectively now. Here's the fascinating part. At that low altitude, if Earth truly curved away beneath it, the aircraft would have had to constantly pitch downward to follow that curve. Over 3,000 kilometers, Earth's surface should drop more than 700 kilometers relative to a perfectly straight line. But the data, it shows the aircraft maintained steady altitude, never once compensating for that supposed curve. Lama's and Spirit Flight autopilot was simple. No artificial horizon matching Earth's curvature, no complex terrain following, just gyros, GPS, and barometric control keeping it level. That means the aircraft stayed straight and level across the entire ocean. The sensors
Exactly. So we're speaking about these 2 flights, right? One was by Aerosonde named Laima, right? That they made the earlier flight, right? With all GPS and all these kind of weather, receiving information about weather. And yeah, it was a simple with gyro and autopilot, just maintaining a given altitude above the sea, right? And it's reaching with very less fuels. It's reaching 2,000 miles, almost 2,000 miles. Sending in a straight line. That's called dead reckoning, right? Unmanned, right? All they could do is just send it and track it, but they couldn't manipulate it, right? And it just continued in a straight line for 2,000 miles, almost 3,000 kilometers, reaching Europe from US. 2 flights, maximum altitude 5,000 feet. That's supposed to be the curvature every 100 miles, right? I bet it was going much more lower than that too, in a straight line. So this is also one of my video that I almost prepared it. I'll be sharing it soon on all the platforms, right? But it's an interesting observation for the people to see that the earth really don't need to be tested that it's flat, right? Also, experiments like this literally show that there is no curvature. There is no compensation of curvature happening. 700 kilometers of curvature in 2,000 miles is a lot, right? Trolls, I'm not gonna let you in. Alrighty.
Confirmed it. The Argo tracking confirmed it. Straight and level all the way across. In other words, if the world were truly curved, both flights would have drifted far above the surface long before it reached Europe. But it didn't. It maintained the same altitude, the same air pressure, the same trajectory. That's not a coincidence. It's consistency that fits a flat, extended surface, not a curved one. This is not a simulation. It's not theory. It's real data from a real unmanned flight. A straight-line journey across the Atlantic that showed no measurable curvature to adjust for. The Aeroson's Lema and Spirit But farm flight mission remains some of the strongest real-world demonstrations that our world might be far flatter than we've been told. So the next time someone says you can't test the shape of the Earth, remember this. An unmanned drones already did, and the results speak for themselves.
Oh yeah, these are the two flights. Once I upload the video, you can see, right? It's two different flights doing what it needs to do. Yeah, it's very similar, Lowry. It's very similar to what these people wanted to do or want to do with this Dr. Shiva thing, right? This was one of the experiments they were speaking about, but this has already been done in 1998 and 2003, right? One of the companies still using that technology of that aerosonda that flies not very high, and it's used as a GPS or gaining information of the weather and working as sometimes even as towers, right? It's been much more evolved, this technology of aerosonda. Lima was their first flight, right? And the other one was literally a homemade RC plane with two-stroke engine, right? So it's very similar. They have put a fixed altitude, heading in a straight line, and simple stuff, mechanical simple stuff to autopilot to maintain that. That's it, and fly straight. And that's what it did. There are a few trolls trying to get in here with different names, I hope, because now even they are trying to come in the name with JJ. I hope, Justin, it's not you, because it looks like with another thumbnail. Anybody wants, our regular people, if they want to jump in, make sure you have your right. Yo, Sam, how you doing?
How you? How I'm not going to be here there for too long because I have things to do here. It's like the Jewish holiday, so we a little busy. But it's been a long time, So I always enjoy to be here with you.
Cool, awesome, bro. Before we continue, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I thought so, JJ, that it's not you, because it was, yeah. 1 second. Alrighty. So yeah, Sam, how you been doing? Any updates?
Well, I'm working still on those last videos I just made, and preparing a big meeting with Matt Keegan. I guess, with McKeegan, Duffy probably, and Campanella. So I'm preparing this just to close that file on everything. So I just want to finish that, you know. So see what happens. It's going to be interesting.
Nice, nice, nice. So still trying to wrap the TFE with these people. All right, what you gonna be presenting your documentary or something? What's
Well, the thing is that by investigating, on David Weiss, we understood, more things, many very very interesting things about what's going on, and this is what I want to talk about. I want to finish to expose TFE for what it is, because I believe that TFE actually was not, a failure. As far as, like, proving that the Earth is is a globe, that's totally, stupid. Or, they cannot do that. It was not their objective, but I think they are reaching their objectives, and this is what I want to talk about. Because we've been, to my mind, we are being played big time. So there are something that is, very malicious here at work, and I believe, we should know about it. We should discuss it, but it's still, it's still in progress.
yeah? For example, Jeran did deny all the proof that you presented, right? So what do you expect also from McKeegan or who else? Duffy, yeah. So, but uh, what do you propose them that what you're gonna present anti TFE proof and then they need to refute it or what? What?
The thing is, again, it's not about TFE, trying to prove that the Earth is a globe, because this is already, gone. It is something much deeper now, because what I'm trying to talk about is also about David Weiss, what we are, thinking about David Weiss, and about, the real objective of TFE, and which is not at all about, again, proving that the Earth is a globe. Don't be fooled by that, because, if it was, it would have been a total failure. There are other objectives, and what I want to say over there is things that I don't think have never been said about TFE, and that makes sense. That explain a lot of, lot of things, lot of people's behaviors, and something is going on, and this is what I want to talk to them about, and also to see their reaction. That's important for me, in order to confirm also what I think about it. But I don't want to, to say it now. But it's going to be soon. Like, it's going to be like in a week or two. I guess it's going to be over. You're going to understand. So I'm preparing that battle. It's a battle.
Oh yeah, Duffy was mentioning that he's not gonna be entertaining this subject, and he said his goodbyes and all that emotional thing of God being with him and in all this, right? So how are you managing him to come or speak to him and try to say that it is like, yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't know. Just ask Jeran to put me in contact with him. I know he's also he answers his mails. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try. It's not it's not definitive, but I'm gonna try it. Of course, I'm gonna try whatever I can in order to protect the Fridays community, and to to destroy our enemies, and do everything I can. Doesn't matter if I succeed or not, but I have to. Cannot be like passive, just like ignore them. We're being attacked, so we have to react. This is my way of thinking, maybe like an Israeli way of reacting, but I believe this is what we should do, not to be passive, and be more like active. But that's my agenda.
Yeah, but it's curious, right? That these people also want to speak to you, right? So it's curious.
It's not curse. It makes sense, because now I'm going to expose them for what they really are. I'm going to expose the TFE for what it really is. So of course they're going to have to talk to me at one point. They must deny certain things. Like, for example, you have Maktoum that denies that he doesn't think that David Weiss is a spy or some kind of an agent. Why not? In a sense, so all this is it's a game. So it's a big game. But you'll see. Just a little wait a little bit. You'll see. I'll do what I think
So
I have to do what I can do, anyways.
So you're planning like a part two of the documentary,
No,
or
no,
resuming it?
no, not a part two, because about David Weiss, it's closed. The file is closed on him.
Hey everyone, you've seen me debunk flat earthers many times before.
And
Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
it's going to be, the end of the video. I don't know if you had time to see it, but the end of the video talks about, the possibility of, like, what is the plan behind all this. And this is what we're going to have to develop, not about David Weiss anymore, because it's over, but he's a part of something, what we believe, much, much bigger than that. But we'll see, we'll see. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
wrong, I don't
apart-
know, but we'll see. What can I tell you?
But here the people are saying in the chat that they can't wait. That means what, the people, it's not released yet, or what is it like? I don't
No,
get it.
I'm just waiting for the answer. I'm waiting. Jeran Campanella already, like, agreed and everything, and he's trying to get the other people. And also, I was in contact with Matt Keegan also, that agrees. So it's on their side. They have to, I believe they have to prepare themselves also, because it's going to be an important meeting, I guess, because I'm going to fight them the way I can, but I'm gonna fight. So it's going to be interesting, I guess. It's going to be interesting. See if I can make it, or if I can't, I don't know. But I'm gonna try. I have to try.
Yeah, so this is the thing. As I said, there are some people in the chat. They're saying they're still waiting, like, to see the documentary. So I don't understand if the documentary is released.
It's already released. Of course, it's on. It's for like a month already. It's not the documentary released, like a video, but it's on my channel. Of course, it is released already. Yeah.
Okay, because here Zetetic Truth is saying that he's can't wait to see it. I don't know if he thought maybe it's not released.
What I did is that I just made like a day ago, 2 days ago, a trailer, just resuming the documentary, with the opinions of all kinds of people, flat earthers and globers, same time, that also talk about the video. So I just made that, so people believe that maybe it didn't, it's not up yet, but it's still it's in the air. It's already on my channel for like it's called the David.
So you're gonna be making like a resume again with the opinion of all these people. What do you mean?
With not a resume, an extension. Now we're going to talk about we're going to talk about more like about what's the plan, what's behind all that. Why are there, what's the deal, with TFE? We know what TFE is. We know what, the people involved in TFE are, but that's not it. So what's the plan? What's the goal? What's the objective of this? Is there another objective, or is it just like a failure? Like they tried to prove the globe, they didn't try it, they made a lot of mistakes, and that's it. But this is what I don't agree with. It's not it, because the objective was never to prove the globe. This is a lure. That's what they're making you believe.
But you also mentioned, Sam, that there are people, even globers, who think that was very good, and they are happy that it's very well done, and right. So it is the thing that for them, like, it's like for them, David Weiss is still a flat earther, and this one goes against him. So for sure, these people are gonna praise it. And the people, maybe I'm wrong, but also maybe that is the reason these people also wanna speak and try to argue, because it's right.
The thing is that, for example, the Drunk Debunk Show just said it's just a great video, well made, but he's against it. He's always like, he says, oh, that's not true, but he admires the fact that it was well made. But so he doesn't agree with what I say. And the other guys, the other globers, they only agree partially, not of course on what I say about TFE, that they cannot. But Weiss, there's like, like yes and no. He's a grifter, but he's not a spy, and this is very important to me to gather, because I want to have their opinion on the guy, the true opinion, because officially they're like against him. But now with that video, we see that they're not really 100% against that guy. You understand? So that's also interesting for me to prove, to understand, because what I believe is that there's a big game going on involving these globers, and a lot of fake flat earthers. So this is what I want to expose, and this is it takes a lot of lots of time, lots of efforts, and it's like slowly, centimeter. You cannot just jump into this. You have to go. You have to bring evidence one after the other. So it's a big
So
work.
you're really working hard to get this out, right? What was your inspiration? What was your inspiration, Sam? Tell us.
Well, I tell you, the first thing what I did in the beginning was just to analyze Wise, because at one point I didn't know if he was a good guy, a bad guy. So I had to know. I had to say, okay, because the guy is talking a lot. He's making 5-6 podcasts a day for 10 years. He's saying a lot of things, and he's fast. So it's very hard to catch him because he's using quantity and speed. So I had to investigate, take most of what he said, cut it off, and just analyze everything. And then by analyzing him and defining what he was, then I understood other things by making the videos. My videos was just about him, but now it helped me understand different things, and even more important things than just about him. So that's why I want to just finish this, extend that, and that's it. See what happens. You're gonna see it. It's gonna be on video. It's gonna be exposed. It's gonna be clear. There's nothing here to to be feared about. Just to be scared about. Just about the other guys have to be scared about. This is true, because this is gonna act as a big time filter, to detect who is who, because this is gonna be like very well exposed. Like it's not just a video talking about my opinion. I don't even talk about my opinion in the video. Just don't even mention my opinion. Really, it's just like.
Oh yeah, would be interesting to see what you do with these people, with the review and everything, and would be interesting, and maybe it can help to expand to see the bigger picture.
Check
right?
it out.
So
I'm gonna try. I've never done that in my life. I'm not like a video editor. I'm not like making movies, and it's not me. I'm gonna try, because I feel that I have to do it. If I believe that there's something going on and it is important for the Flanders community, so I have to try to do what I can to to help. Maybe I won't be able to. Maybe maybe they'll humiliate me or something. But it's a risk I'm ready to take. It's not a big deal. I don't care about this. The thing is that we have to fight these people. We have to fight what our enemies, and we have to fight what and react to what's going on. We cannot just like stay like passive, like just like big herbivores, like animals. Men are supposed to fight, not supposed to to be slaughtered without saying a word. Just we have to react. At one point, we're gonna have to react. So this is my way to do things. With the means I have. I wish I had more money, more means, but for now, that's all I can do is make videos. Can I tell you? So what's up with you, Vikka? What's the subject today? What is it like? What is Jeran, Professor Professor Dave?
oh yeah, the same part, the review we were left. Yeah, so yeah, this is the thing. It's good that people are doing their own research and their own way, because most of the documentary of the part of your documentary, like showing in the TFE stuff, like showing the problems, right? I think you also have even my clip there, right? So yeah, it's just compiling what it is.
All
Right.
I did was taking the other people's work, what they did already. Even when I made those TFE mistakes compilation, I didn't do nothing. I just compiled everything. What other people did, and it's amazing that they what people worked like crazy, but around this whole TFE thing. So I think it's we have to exploit that. We have to gain from that. But anyways, see what happens. We take it nice and easy. Whatever it comes, and whatever happens. But it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be great.
Alrighty. So we'll continue. Let's hear these people where we left the last
The
time.
sun can be explained on a flat earth doesn't mean it's not true. But the problem is that nobody can explain it, right? Like if I do that with evolution, let's say I don't believe in evolution, and then I say, well, I don't believe that evolution can exist. The problem with that is that is personal incredulity, because there are people out there who can explain to me how evolution works. So that is you using your personal incredulity. But in the
You see, automatically now he believes in evolution too. Automatically now he believes that his ancestors come from monkey, right? Automatically, how much else you have to take in once you go back to the globe, right? Now Darwinism also, he believes in Darwinism.
Flat Earth instant, there is nobody who's explaining it to me. So I feel
Right.
like personal incredulity is okay because it's like
And there's chocolate on the kid's face, right? That's evidence that the kid ate it. Now, it's you could say that it's not 100% conclusive, and maybe you look for other evidence. Maybe you have a camera in that you can watch, or you can get evidence some other way. But no, like Austin, it is astounding to me that he thinks he sounds intelligent when he just lists random logical fallacies. He does it. A bunch of flat earthers do it. It's like, how do you think that you sound smart right now? It's like it's really incredible.
If you ever have a chance to watch our debate, it's just him doing that the whole time. It's embarrassing, really, because it's just like, I thought you don't have any evidence of flat Earth. I mean, what are we doing?
Are you able to answer the question about 24 hours of light in Antarctica on a...
I've interviewed a guy who's not experienced 24 hours of daylight in Antarctica. He spent 18 months there. Have you ever spoken to anybody ever that's been in Antarctica? Because I spoke to a chap who was a plumber on one of the rigs that's out there and spent 18 months there and categorically stated he didn't experience 24 hours sunlight. So, unless you've been in Antarctica and can top Robert Shortman's personal testimony that doesn't happen, I think we'll stick with your original claim that there's pictures of Earth from a sky vacuum outside sphere-shaped air, because that's about the 12th time I've put it to you, and like a total coward, you haven't acknowledged it once.
Sphere-shaped air.
No, at least a half dozen people who have lived and worked in Antarctica, and their claims would refute your experts.
Excellent. Where are they published?
Well, now we have that.
They published.
Yeah, published? What, like actually proved?
Oh yeah, and right after these people came back from the TFE, Austin also was on Nathan Oakley's channel, and Nathan Oakley was literally calling Austin out, like that is a sellout, like that he wants people to believe in a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, right?
But it's kind of sick, because I was on the how do you call him, Flatzoid, live stream like a couple of days ago. And we talked about Austin, and Austin was like, saying that he's been chosen by God, maybe to do something. It's been like, I don't know. Those people are like, kind of insane a little bit. Sometimes we catch them like this. So I don't know about this Austin man. I don't know.
Chosen by God to do good thing or to con people? I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either. You have to go see that live stream.
But who was saying? Flatzoid?
No. Austin himself in his channel made a video about him and about his testimony. Like if he I don't know, repented to God, or I don't know what it was exactly because it was too long. But at one point he said that he might have been chosen by God, for some mission, and things like this. So it's like it's interesting. Also, you can make a live stream on that if you want. It's called Testimony, My Testimony or something. On Austin's
who made it? Austin?
Yeah, Austin made it, of course. Who else?
Okay, that he sent from by God.
He's saying that he's been somehow chosen, or it's possible he's been chosen. I don't really quite remember, but by God for some kind of a mission. Yeah, and Flatzoid picked that up and just commented on this. So.
Oh yeah, interesting. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's called Testimony, My Testimony, something that he made like a month ago.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
so
for sure. Maybe he's selected. Yeah, by God to do this.
Yeah, maybe God told him to vape. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe I don't know. It's possible.
And show the world the reality. Yeah.
So that for me it's important to just like close the file on this whole thing, just like because we like spending a lot of time trying to analyze them and everything, and then it goes on and on. I just want to just like go all the way and just finish them. You understand? This is my objective. But again,
Oh yeah, more is coming, brother. More is coming. This is not the last one. Already another is in cooking. We all know for sure. Once we get done with these at least reviews, we're gonna be jumping in that.
exactly.
A lot is happening there too, right?
Exactly.
Another psyop on the way.
Yes, and that's why we have to be ready at one point. We cannot just like eating bullets all the time. You have to at one point you have to react. So I know
Alrighty.
it's hard. It's easy to say, but it's hard to do. Like, what can we do really? Again, that's the old question. So that's it.
Yeah, right now we can observe. Alrighty.
Prove what I've just claimed, even though I'm a nobody nobody's ever met, and I'm claiming somebody that nobody's met that hasn't met me is actually proof that there's actually a refutation to your claim of a guy who's actually on videotape saying it. Yeah, where's the videotaped evidence of this person's testimony that I can find? Where's the account published?
I can easily provide that for you. Are you suggesting, though?
Go on then, now.
And this is another thing. Any flat earther that ever asks for any evidence, it's just a ploy. It's just meant to buy time or something. Because if you bring back that evidence, they're going to immediately just jump to the next thing, and it's basically gaslighting you.
Yeah.
Well,
Oakley is the single biggest douchebag in the flat Earth community. He's so unbelievably insufferable. He just offered vacuous anecdotal evidence. The other guy.
Oh yeah, for sure he get on your nerves. Both of yours and many other Glovers, for sure.
What's funny about Jeran is that he's saying that things about the flat earthers are their behaviors, the way they act, but he forgot that this behavior was his for like 10 years. He was doing the same thing. So the thing is that I don't understand the logic. I don't understand the logic behind saying accusing people of doing what you've been doing for like 10 years. No, it's not fair. It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not fair. You can say I was wrong, or I don't know, but it's not. Because I talked to him also, on the private chat, and he told me, this is disgusting because when you're wrong, so everybody just hates you, and they say that you're chill just because I changed my opinion, and I said no. It's not true. It's not just about changing opinion. It's not because you thought something and now you think something else that people just crucify you. It's because not only you did demonstrate what you were saying for like 10 years, you proved what you were saying for 10 years, and then you came back on everything. You rejected all your proofs within the TFE scenario there, within the TFE event, not alone. So within something that's already fake and totally like, you came back with this. So this is why, you're being accused, because it's not like...
Oh yeah, and this is the thing, adding to what you're saying, Sam, Dave is still trying to defend these people, because Dave is still saying Jeran, maybe some spiritual attack. That is the reason he's not himself.
So,
and the same thing with Austin, right? So Dave, that's a red flag, bro. How much more these assholes need to do that, right?
And so you have to understand why. Why do you think Wise does that? Wise is not stupid. He proved that he's not stupid. So why does he do stupid things?
So this is the thing, though. So also that David Weiss understand that he still think that maybe could be one of the that he's a fucking sellout and a plan right from the start. That's not a possibility, right? Something had happened with him or something they did with the projection, but these people are legit. It's still your stance is the same.
Exactly. And
so that's kind of a red flag, right? I think he almost was supposed to be in the debate as a moderator.
Okay.
He could have been, right? So what? It's just a fucking show, right? No. And still you want these guys to be in the picture? It's not happening, Dave. It's not happening.
The thing is that Jeran said something that I agree with, but Dave, he says that, well, if Dave believes that we were fooled, so why isn't he my friend anymore? Like, why is he, is he saying all this on me? So, it's like, those are games. You have to analyze the attack. when somebody attacks you, you have to analyze it. You have to understand, why does he attack me? Where from? What's his objective? You cannot just like avoid bullets and that's it. You have you have to react. And there is something here going on, because it doesn't make sense that someone like a prominent figure of flat earth like David Wise, that proved the minute 100 times and still today proves that he is promoting flat earth and he's proving flat earth, but in the other hand is undermining the community. So there is something here we have to understand. You cannot just say, okay, he's a chill like this. Well, yes, of course, but what's the plan? What's the objective of all this? And when you analyze the attack, when you analyze all this, you understand. But you have to take the time to analyze it, and it's a big work. And this is what I want to do. This is what I made. Why I made that video there, and why I want to finish that point by meeting these people also as part of the investigation I'm conducting about all this, because this is an investigation. I have no choice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shout out to our brother Justin Johnson for the gifted membership, brother. Really appreciate it. The link is there. We'd love to have you here for a chat if you can. And yeah, and the same thing is with the Austin too, right? Even though he still wants to defend them, but after poisoning the well, as I gave the example of adding to the tooth a bit of poison, this is what he's doing. So if you're still trying to pretend to defend these people, the people are not gonna believe. The people you are making more. It wasn't enough of confusion for the people that you were trying to defend this whole TFE shit in another way, where people were confused. What were you doing? Right? It wasn't enough that it's still with the aftermath and all this, and still you want people to believe that these people were victim and something else has happened to them, but they are not sellouts, right? So why should fucking people trust these people, right?
I tell you something. When Benjo in the beginning, told me that what he suspected David Wise to be involved into all this, I tried to resist to the max, because I like the guy. The guy is lovable. It's still, I say, it's exceptional. What he's doing, whatever he does, for the good side or the bad side, is working hard. Is an exceptional person. But anyways, if he's if he wants to damage us, we have to expose him and fight him. That's for sure. But the thing is that Benjo told me in the beginning, what he thought about him, and I always try to defend why I said, okay, maybe it's just because he's loyal towards his friends. They were friends of his, so he's going to try to do everything to protect them as a friend will do. Even though you have friends that are wrong, but you're going to try to protect them as much as you can. And I thought it was about feelings about this, but then I realized it was not. At one point, I had to accept that Benjo was totally right. And Benjo, by the way, was the first to call TFE, was the first to call Jeran, first to call David Wise, was the first, not Dave. And TFE was not even made for Dave. This is a total, bullshit. The TFE was made for Jeran and for Austin. And this I'm going to prove, and I'm going to explain why, in the next videos I'm going to make. And in the
oh yeah, it was for these people, because they were already planted from a very long time for this, right? That's how the whole picture looks like right from the beginning. It's not that he had an enlightenment and he became a globe-earther again, right?
One came back a glober, and the other one came back.
Yeah, is to keep the ball rolling, brother. Right? Yeah. So you need to have somebody to still control what the fuck he's been trying to say or whatever, right? These sellouts to be put again in some other place, in some other experiment, in some other right representation, even after these people were a victim sellout, right? Never done nothing in reality for the community, right? So we have on one side people who are claiming, like me, Banjo, or more people, right? Who are claiming, oh, these people are creating division in the community, and these people are not are good for the community. That's why maybe it's not progressing. But how about these assholes from all these years conning people? They are not problem for the community, right? Now that the people are calling it out, oh, these people are the problem. No. The ones that sell out, everybody can see what they are fucking doing, right? And still conning. They are not the problem. Even though these were the people are the reason the ridicule have been happening in the name of publicity, and negative publicity is good publicity, all this in the name of this shit. It's been ridiculed from all these years, and not real progress has been done. And it's been blamed on people who are calling it out to the truth by seeing what the fuck is going on and calling it out. People don't like it. What the fuck can we do? We are all observers. Whoever's doing what they have to do, right? These people did TFE because they wanted to, right? So now that they did it, the people can see it. And that's the reason the people are calling, right?
Yep. But again, when we're talking about the community, there's also, we have also to understand certain things. When you talk about the Black community, you're going to talk about all kinds of, people and churches and organizations. When you talk about the Jewish community, you're going to talk about same thing, people, organizations, and everything. But when you talk about the Flat Earth community, actually, it's not yet a real community. It's like lots of people gathering together, talking like we do together. But actually, if you're talking about like a group of people, like a community, actually, when you think about it, this community today is like we see that is being infiltrated by a lot of trolls, a lot of fake flat earthers, fake flat earth leaders. And the thing is that when you realize it, it's normal, because that community is in fact not our community, it's theirs. It's the one that David Weiss and Mark Sargent groomed, created. The real flat earth community, I believe, is being born now, because by exposing the cheaters, by exposing the fake ones, we're also exposing the true ones. True people are coming up, coming out of this thing. And I believe that the true flat earth community is being born now out of their downfall. It wasn't born like 10 years ago. That was a prototype, engineered in order to just destroy it and, undermine it. And this is what they did. So the thing is that, this is also maybe a way to look at it, that the true flat earth community out of, true flat earthers is going to come out, soon, or is being like born now. And this is what we have to start to realize now also. And it is a great community. It's made out of great people. Flat earthers, true flat earthers are like exceptional people. They're like, they're worth fighting for, really. So
yeah, but this is also the thing, no, right? These people think that only the people that they was before in the flat earth community are the only people, and these people are the only one who form the community, right? And this is it. No. As flat earth is growing and everything has been revealed in many different places, people are becoming flat earther on a daily basis, right? So every kind of people who even don't know these people, there are people, flat earthers, who don't know these people, right?
Yeah.
So the community is growing in different ways. There are people who are leading in different ways and bringing people to the truth, right? So these people have to forget that they're going to be everlasting protagonists or celebrities just because they did and spoke about flat earth at one time, and they think they're going to control and everything. It's not happening. As I said, the playing field is leveled. All different platforms, all different ways, right? So they need to wake the fuck up. Doing shit is not gonna help.
Yes, exactly.
And before we continue, before you add something, Aji, the link is pinned up there, and everybody in the chat,
Well,
if anybody wants to jump in, the link is pinned up on the chat. All right, go ahead, Sam.
I'm just gonna tell that I have to go now. It's it's almost like one in the morning. I have to prepare some things, so I'll try to jump in again. If I can. I know that your streams are like 3-4 hours, but now I have to go. Anyway, it's always a pleasure to be with you. Just keep doing the good work, Vikka. You're good.
All righty, brother. Same to you, and everybody else. We need to keep going. Everybody's input and addition, even if it's the minimum, is required, right? Even commenting and liking and telling the truth, and if you resonate with it, it's also a part of doing our job, right? So, Sam, thanks for passing by, bro. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh yeah. Let's hear this.
Guy says, I have anecdotal evidence as well. And he goes, where is it published? What the hell are you talking about, man? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's the worst, the absolute
He's
worst.
the single worst. Yeah, he is.
The worst for sure. So yeah, I mean, you know, I've got some other ones, but you get the point. This is all these your top flat earthers have all just wishy-washy, gone back. They've all backtracked, and the crowd doesn't mind it. I mean, that's probably the most surprising.
Dude, no one is backtracked. You guys think, or you guys can claim. No one is backtracked. The only thing is we are not buying that bullshit from you guys.
Thing. I mean, there's the what is it, 6, 7, or 8 of us kind of bigger names that have left. But I thought there would.
No, 6, 7 bigger name. No, you guys were all sellout right from the beginning. Mining flat earth. You, Robbie Davidson, Patricia Steer, Austin Whitsitt, and many others, right? Doing conferences, right? Making money out of it, and all turning out to be a sellout together. So you guys can imagine the magnitude of the psyop. TFE only helped to see that the psyop has been going on from a decade. Just coming in and showing up at any time and flipping, right? It's all going to be part of the big documentary also.
Be much more, because I thought, at least I believe, that the people were at least smart enough to understand what like a falsification is, you know, and how when it's time to hang it up. And one of the biggest things to me is that the earth is symmetrical. And so anybody can go and they can go to 50 degrees north and they can look at the sky and they can.
Yo, RG, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Let me disconnect from my headphones. Give me 1 second.
Alrighty.
But just give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, Judas, Trans, Steer, Robbie, Illuminati Card, Davidson. Oh yeah.
Is that better there, Vikka?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's much better than before. How are you doing, RG?
I'm okay, man. I'm okay. I have my niece and my great niece here with me today, so we've been having a pretty good time, you know, laughing it up. And yeah, it's good to see them little, you know, growing up like this and happy. And I wish that for every household, man, because true happiness is when kids laugh, you know, like them hard belly laughs, you know. So it's a beautiful thing, man. But other than that, I'm having a good day. And yourself?
Oh yeah, awesome, bro. Awesome. Absolutely, bro. True. People think that achieving a lot of things in life, like going to Everest, to the summit, sometimes just having and running a family is also kudos to everyone who is doing that. And as you say, with that positive happiness and laugh, right? So it's also a greatest achievement to have a family and run a family, like everyone who's doing that, right? It's also a part of it. So
I tell you, it will counterbalance any evil any day. And there's a lot of you know, false doctrine going around about you know, trying to fool people, like you said, with these fakers that, you know, tried to make it seem as if they were genuine about flat earth, and then all of a sudden none of it's true. They didn't say any of it. They're erasing all their videos. I mean, it's just they're showing their cards, bro. And you know, I personally don't know any of them like that, like on a personal level, but what you see and what you get, you know, is very obvious. And so you know, they can sit and talk all they want now about who they were or their intentions, but it's just obvious to see, actions speak a whole lot louder than words. So, I call them out, hey, little girl, let me pause up real quick. They just came back in. But yeah.
Oh yeah, no worries. Oh yeah, this is the thing, right? As you say, and I also mentioned just before, right? It's helping us see back in time to see the whole, what was the problem, right? So these people think that they're going to continue just because they are doing conferences and organizing things, so they want to run the show. It's not happening.
All right.
Just because you're lying, mixing in with the truth, and doing an organizing thing, it's not going to be like, yeah, this is the community and this is what we present. There are fucking many trolls and fake flat earthers out there, right?
It's true. Yeah, man. Their intentions now, if anyone's stuck with them through this, if you followed them or took their words, and they know who they are, and then after everything went down, if you're still hanging out with them or talking to them, bro, you're gonna have to take a second look in the mirror at yourself, because what they gave you it's just gonna be the same, bro, if not worse this time. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you, Vikka, and anybody's shows, Vlad's and JJ's, and anyone that's not just trying to defend the position, but just be honest. I appreciate them, especially like you say, when you have families or other things going on, plus working on research and doubling down to make sure that what you are looking at or where you got your information is as solid as it can be, and then the way everyone and you involves these shows, the community, to check each other, and I don't mean that in a weird or bad way, but bro, we need to always be checking each other and what are not just sources, but how it correlates with our system of I don't even know how to say that right, but you get my point, right? This internal knowing, this internal truth, and the way it comes out is recognizable when it's true, or as honest, as you can be. So
oh yeah, you cannot just look at the other side, and just by looking the other side, sometimes it's by being part of the deception. It's not about, right? It's not going to help. It's not going to help. Lying is not going to help.
Right.
Because as you said, it's the future attached, right, of where this goes. So how long people can lie?
Yeah, and and we see how if you grew up, well, everybody grew up in that system of education and indoctrination, right? And I was talking to JJ earlier about relearning is the new way of getting to where we want the next generation to be, like you know what I mean, like your ability to say, okay, I see through the bullshit and the lies. I see who's perpetuating it, other than the school, public education system, who went through it and now has to shake it all off, get it out of their mindset, and then re-educate themselves. It's, in this truther community, it's easier to have people that are able to see through the bullshit, point out the liars that are still perpetuating the bullshit, and help each other, this next generation, see, what it is for what it is, and have that audacity and balls, I guess you could say, have the balls to point it out and, help each other get through this, man, because, those that, like you say, did do it for money or just for the followers and the subs and the monthly subscription, man, bro, we see it, and they're not going to get anywhere with us, but it's very important for this next generation coming up, under us, is taught the truth, And, because we see what the world is now, what a mess it is. You know what I mean? All this war, all this bullshit, lies, deceptions, right? We're not able to be tricked anymore. Let's say that. So
Oh yeah,
it's
it's
good to
like
have a
not
good support
getting,
system. Yeah.
not to be buried, right? The real truth not to be buried under this entertainment show that these people are putting on and the ridicule, right? This is also one of their main job, right? To muddy the water, right? That the people don't find the right information, and all their bullshit and their word salad stays around as one of their proofs of flat earth against these globers, right? These word salads and these people, what they just have there with real science to back it up, but they're not going to do that. They are too busy with talking about shit and doing nothing, right?
Yeah, I agree, bro. And I mean, no one knows me really deep on a certain level of like how I educate myself and where I go to research and put things together. But I do have something that I would love to include everybody in and everybody be a part of, right? Without it being associated to just the topic of flat earth, but the topic of, what we want as far as our energy, like output, what we want our frequencies to give to others, you know what I mean? And our emotional, how do you say, emotional guidance in a way. And I know I'm just blabbering right now, but what I'm trying to get at is, bro, when it boils down to the real ones, we're going to progress in a way that that shows other people a way, right? A proper, non-judgmental way that I think, and I think I've got something going that I would love to give to y'all, and maybe we could talk about it off air. But I definitely don't want to include any of these people that tried to fake us all out and bullshit us and lie to us. They don't deserve what, you know what I mean? What I would like to just freely give to those that I see are real ones. So maybe I could chat with you later about it. Or, I mean, if you want, later on, we can talk about it.
No, brother. Anything you wanna share here, go ahead. But this is the thing. I agree to you, right? Any kind of association with these people is like a con, right? You are not getting to the truth. You are being entertained. This is what you're being done. You are being diverted to focus on bullshit other than real science, real observations, real progress, right? That's their job. Yeah. Right, that is the reason these info agents are still here, and some of still pretending to be flat earthers. Right?
Yeah. I agree. Look, dude, I tested one of these bigger name, or what they call bigger names people, and just to see where they were at with the topic they were discussing on a live. I just happened to notice, hey, he's live. Let me pop in and see what's going on, and he was just building himself up like, yeah, I helped this many people do this, and I gave them freely. Just, I give, and, people don't realize how expensive, blah, 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 and the machines that I use and the families that, I better their children's lives with this stuff. So I was like, really? Okay, well, dude, I'm fucking paralyzed. I have a lot of fucking pain every day. What about me? Could you help me out? Can you, I want to see if what you're saying is true, and no, he can't. Are you the same RG that was over on Vlash? You got some balls to ask me for anything. And I'm like, bro, you were building yourself up in what you do. So your cause is to help people. Well, I need a little bit of help, no, I can't do it. No, I ain't got this for you. No, so it's just, they'll talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, bro, I don't see much, I won't even want to say emotion, but their talk is a big game, but their walk, is a little skittish.
Oh yeah, the walk is showing more than the talk, right? Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Let's play this a bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look at the sunset, and if 6 months later you go to 50 degrees south, you will see a flipped version of the same thing, of the same sun, just going the opposite direction. But it tells you that we live in a symmetrical world. And how could that be the case in a flat Earth? There's no way you could have the 50 degrees north be the same as 50 degrees south, because really the south is going to be a much larger area. The sun's going to have to heat. I mean, how does it heat 3 times bigger space?
Yeah.
Equal. There's so many things that start to come out. And I can be honest with what my biggest flaw was. My biggest flaw was thinking to myself that the South was a lie, and not actually following up with it, not actually. I think
Exactly. We mentioned this also, right? They are selling the South Pole. They want to destroy the AE map, and they want to make people believe that there is a South Pole and there's a literal sun circling in 24 hours around that singular point, right? That's also one of their main things that they're trying to sell. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. And, I remember when the conversation was going on before they left to go over there that, there was a chance that, the position of the sun would act as there was a effect, the caustic effect, right? And I remember them saying, like, at certain point, it could wrap around as a crescent kind of shape, and you would see what, they couldn't say they would see a 24-hour sun, but they would say you would see it longer, and there may be twilight, right, to add to the length of time that they would see it. But what he kept doing when he came back was he was excluding the fact that the AE map, having, a firmament, a possible firmament where the sun could go up and down throughout the seasons, and that way it could heat certain, so then, but when he came back, him being Judas would never mention that part. It was only a flat 2D map, and there was no way that sun could, he didn't say it like that, but he was excluding the fact of seasons being possibly controlled by the sun going up and down throughout, the year. So that was just what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But this is the thing, because this effect of a dome reflecting some part of Antarctica being white and having daylight, possibilities are there, right? But about these people with 24-hour sun on the South Pole at a geographical south is not happening, right? Because if it was true, as I mentioned, there were many other experiment and observation could have been done if that was the reality of the place or that point, right? Could have been one of the biggest evidence, right? Doing all this together with the observation with the sky.
Yeah, he thought about it a lot. You could tell that he was purposefully excluding a lot of possibilities that everyone talked about before for years, kind of like when you're below looking up at a southern sky or a northern hemisphere or hemisplane, and you're looking up, I don't know if you know Lindsay or not, but he had a good point about, location around, if you just placed a man at certain latitudes, how the analemma would look at different angles, where the north would dip down as you went, further north, and
like a mirroring effect.
Down. Yeah, like a mirroring effect. And if you think about it, where they were at, as far as if an AE map was a physical, if they were at a physical location, I looked everywhere before, and I mean everywhere in the South. I could look for analemma illustrations and photos, like real analemmas, and you could never find one where the South was above the horizon. Never. It was very, very vague, and only very few where the North would be poking its head out, and where the equinox happened, where it crossed, in the analemma, it was only like 4 months of information. You could never find a full year of information on an analemma anywhere in the South. So, and I kept challenging people on that, and no one could show me proof. And if you can now, it's fucking AI. I mean, I'm just saying it might. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't jump like that. But yeah, show me an animal that's real.
Oh yeah, now with the AI, they can do any other shit now and call it real. So, oh yeah, the AI is going crazy, right?
Yeah.
So let's play this a bit more.
I think I fell for, you know how they say lack of evidence isn't evidence of lack, right? So
absence of evidence isn't evidence of
Right.
absence. Yeah.
right. So, you know, I think because we couldn't find very many South 24-hour sun footage, that meant there wasn't any. But then when you go down there and get this, I mean, this is something that's very hard for me even still to talk about. But when I go down there, I went down there for one reason, to film the 24-hour sun, right? So I had all my gear, I had everything down there. We get down there, we do it, the thing goes around. I think I have 24 hours of footage till I get home, and we find out that my camera died halfway through the turn, not the mechanism that, you know.
What a
Bro,
fucking excuse, bro. Yeah. You imagine these kind of clowns were representing flat Earth. Right?
Yeah, that's a comedian.
Fuck
right
what
there,
they
man.
saw. We don't need these kind of fucking like unintelligent people representing flat Earth. It was so much hyped up, this whole trip, and this small shit happened. Oh,
Yeah.
right. What
He
a
had to wait
fucking
till he got all the
excuse.
way home. Yeah, like 4 days later, I realized my camera died. Come on, man. Come on, bro. That's sad.
Yeah, one people fucking seeing him live on his chest cam.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I man, really, I didn't even dive too deep in the chest cam thing. I was just I was trying to piece together the bigger picture where, you know, everyone was correlated on the same story, but and did the same experiments, and, you know, didn't fall asleep under a table in a tent. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I didn't see much of that. I didn't see much proof.
Oh yeah, all the money that he conned to the people for that chest cam. What the fuck did they see in the chest cam? Right? And the 24-hour sun, you being one of the main representative of this whole TFE shit, as a flat earther, as a fake flat earther, failed because you couldn't took the 24 hours and you had to depend on McKeegan stuff, right? Really?
Yep.
Really? And you guys call yourselves truthers and explorers? Really?
Man. Oh, Jezzies. Oh, Jezzies. Yeah, that's wild though. That's wild though that they could
Maybe
that
they
he
gave
has
you
that much,
maybe they gave you the exactly the weight maybe had something that you guys just went off to sleep and you were handed, and for sure me was, oh yeah, there was a 24-hour sun, we saw it.
So, yeah, I could see that. I could see how they would just be, you know, nudged a little bit, you know, and just slid some footage that, you know, that they would promise would be the end all be all. Yeah. And it ended up being
Because they wouldn't be exactly, they won't be telling the people, oh, these people slept off and they missed the opportunity of taking the 24-hour footage. So take this hour footage, right?
Yeah.
It's the same like you guys did it. Even though you guys fucked up and you guys were tired, sleeping, or whatever shit you were doing except doing science and getting that 24-hour live stream, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then wasn't it the picture that you cropped out that showed on Witzit's one of his pictures of his phone, and it showed that he had plenty of reception. It was like full bars or something. It's just crazy. But he couldn't. He didn't have reception.
Exactly, because they were not then on Antarctica. That's why.
Some good storytellers, man.
Oh yeah, so that was a failure too, Jeran. That listening to it again, right? Some mechanism wouldn't work, and your shit didn't work. That's it. To put in simple word, what you went for and the other clown went for, you guys didn't had nothing in the project there.
Yeah. And then they
You
were
guys were too
supposedly
busy
rushed
being
out.
influencers. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just saying they supposedly got rushed out because bad weather was coming. Oh, the weather boogeyman, load up, hurry, let's get out of here. And then you got another plane landing with Bill Nye the Science Guy and his butt buddy. What's his name? Tyson. Fuck, what's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson. There you go. They're just scooting in, and how they tell stories with that certain voice. We were there and we saw a 24-hour sun. Look, here's the video. Some stupid shit like that.
Oh yeah.
It, and a lot of people bought it. That's the sad part, bro.
Yeah, the funny thing, when it was not even 24 hours and they were there lining up in the video like fucking pre-recorded shit.
Yeah. Yep. It's something that unfortunately they dropped the ball hard, bro. And at first I didn't think it was like everyone was in on it, but the more you just, kind of, watch it over again, listen to it again, kind of, put, the puzzle pieces together. It's just, it was just a drama, dude. It was a drama sold from the get-go, like, a year before they even went. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, bro.
And then you had Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about, they showed the south footage, but he was trying to pass it off as the North Pole, so maybe the script was certainly in the North Pole, and he just dropped the ball as well and forgot to say South Pole, who knows?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely possible, right? It's not difficult to make a background in an icy place somewhere in the north and call it a South Pole. It's not that difficult, guys, to make up a fake Union Glacier set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they got some really high tech, some shit that we probably couldn't imagine. 20, 30 years in advance of us. And just the tech they got now is pretty damn convincing. Look at Buddy that supposedly got shot the other day. Fuck, that was probably, I looked a lot into augmented reality, virtual reality, and then they have what's called mixed reality. And if you haven't seen or learned and looked into that, I would highly suggest it. Because, with topological conductors, they can project things that feel solid, that are like you could feel it, right?
Oh yeah, brother. Even the two building. I don't want to give the exact word, right? You know which one, right? It was also technology, guys, right? High tech technology, which was like maybe used on primitive people, if we say in simple words.
Yeah, and to the chat, whoever's listening, and Vikka, I don't know if you've heard of this, but it's called molecular dissociation. Molecular dissociation means it just flies apart at a certain frequency. At your resonant frequency, you can make it just burst. That's why it looked like powder as it, those two things.
Oh yeah, just disintegrate everything.
Yeah. Well, so got some high tech. That was back in what, 01 when they used that stuff.
Oh yeah, so the people have to realize that the technology they're using right now on us, it's gonna feel magic to us when we realize, when it's shown to us in the future, right? So a lot is possible.
I'm sure how Hollywood and the Department of Defense and all them, they got a high budget. They got billions every year that they get put into their what they would call entertainment. I looked up what the space budget was, space for not Hollywood, but the Department of Defense and Pentagon. Bro, it's like $96 billion a year. And that, they have over 700,000 buildings around the world, like location studios, different, air runways or whatever, like, and the Department of Defense, they can use any military base for the purpose of that budget, like putting it towards space or, you know what I mean? Or military battles. I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. And I'm
Yeah,
sure
every time
the
it's like
Jesuits
looks quite sure
are
that this is a slave plantation, right? So the amount of money and resources being pulled away and making here look like a scarcity of everything. So
right. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
it's a lot of money,
It
guys. It's a lot of money that
functions our
the
mindset.
world could be just a perfect, at
Yeah,
least
and it's
a
all
better
justified,
place.
right? It's
You know?
it's all justified in their budgets and stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a huge problem, right? And this is the thing, and these kind of people, these kind of clowns who are there on the screen who are speaking, is the reason that it continues this, because it's affecting. If you see in the long run, this is the reason, because they don't need to pay clowns like these to do their advertisement of what the space race and everything, and right, the amount of money being engulfed and going nowhere, right? It's true, like that's a lot of money which can help even for a few years. That money goes in really making the place a better place. All these countries who are trying to run space race, and they have a lot of problem. Everyone have a lot of problems. There are people who are having hard time, right? Majority, the masses. What the fuck are you gonna do going to a imaginary space? And what you gonna try to build or do when your own fucking race is all fucking not even in the average condition? The humanity and the state of the earth and all the wars and all the shit been happening, and these people want to believe in this race sci-fi, and all these sci-fi lovers, global globetards, like going behind this fantasy and not seeing the problem with free energy, right? Magnetic levitation and many other things in every fucking science, that
Yeah.
these humans can evolve more harmonic with the nature, with everything, right? No. They, right? Business, sci-fi is fucking business, right? Also a big business, so these clowns can continue, right? Yeah, go ahead, RG, if you want to add something.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, yeah, but I agree, because, when you've got the people's mind, wrapped up looking up all the time, and, when is this 31 going to hit us Atlas or whatever, and it's all possible through technology. People don't get the fact that if you are made to believe through these good slick talkers, right, that the earth and where we're at is one way, when it's really 180 degrees the opposite. Usually that's, I wouldn't say that's always the case, but if they can put it on a screen, and repeat their desired outcome, then it becomes real in the people's minds. And it's not the people's fault. It's just when you have an emotional connection, right, to these fakers and liars, it becomes confusing, but you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? And you end up just falling for it. And it sucks, but a lot of people just got to wake up, man.
Oh yeah, brother, absolutely. That is the reason these kind of people are hyped up with algorithms, so they serve a purpose, right? This is what is happening.
I had the solar quest that turns 360 degrees over 24 hours. That still turned, and it was powered by the same thing, but my camera for some reason died halfway through. So I didn't even come back with a 24-hour video. So here's me for 10 years saying there's no 24-hour videos. There should be 10,000 of them a year. There's so many people down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then down there and you realize, oh wait, we had to stay up all night in order to do that, which is not fun. And people are thinking, when you're down there, you usually have to get up the next morning to go skiing or whatever.
Yep.
You're doing, or whatever.
Yep. What's
So
the
it's-
motive? What's the motive
Right.
to do it? They're not flat earthers.
No,
That's
and then
why I knew this a long time ago. And one of my very first flat earth debunks, I said, okay, don't go to Antarctica, go to Ushuaia in Argentina, or yeah, is it in Argentina or Chile? I forget. But yeah, it's way, way the hell down there in lower latitude. And okay, so the sun doesn't set for 20 hours. Isn't that good
Right.
enough to ruin the flat earth? I mean,
But especially 'cause
Oh yeah, even here in the north, there are the sun doesn't set for 16, 17 hours. Some part of the summer. What's the problem? Right? So there could be 15, 16, 17, or even 20 hours. Could be, but still the sun sets. Right?
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. We for sure know that part. It's you know, those what do you call it? Those key words. You know, ruin, flat Earth. You know, debunk, flat Earth. Like, you know, it's it makes people, if they give you just even a little bit of doubt, you're going to start falling into their trap. You know. But like he said, loud and clear, he didn't come back with a 24-hour sun video. We believe that, Judas.
Oh yeah, and yeah, thanks for saying that, so that the people realize that how unintelligent you were to even be there, representing flat earthers. So you did a huge favor by leaving flat Earth, right? You should have taken your business partner with you, but you said maybe for the business to run, you have to play on the both sides, like, you know, Coca-Cola and Pepsi,
Yeah, Pepsi.
right?
Yeah.
In the end, it's going to the same.
You know, same owners, and I'm sure same people he answers to, man. Or I wouldn't even say it's more than likely his decision, but I mean, that dude is all about the money, bro. That's a lot of his subject matter was about money and you know, making a living and, you know, blah blah, on and on. So we know what his motivation was, for sure, or I do anyway. So.
Oh yeah, a lot of people for sure, bro.
because it's going right to left.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the biggest thing. If you look back at my channel, and all my stuff from Antarctica is still up there, and I went live the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, every day we were down there. And when we went down there the first night, we're watching the sunset, and it's like 11:30 at night, and you can see the sun in the south. And I mean, that right there is, if anybody understands the flat Earth map, if you're down in South America, the sun needs to go to the right. It needs to get over to Australia over there, and it's going left and under the Earth. So right then I was like, oh, well, the only way it could be lighting Australia at the same time as I'm seeing it is if it's lighting the other side of the globe.
Mhm.
So it just became like almost.
Dude, the sun moving or looks like moving in different direction. It's still an optical phenomena, right? Even in the north or at the equator, sometimes the people see the sun coming from, right, at different points in a way, right, to their observer angle. So it's a lot of optical phenomena happening, right? When we are in the north, the sun is supposed to circle the center, right? We still see the sun, even if it's coming from the east. Northeast is going almost northwest, right? When it's setting, when it's on the mid, it goes more from the middle east to west directly, and when it's in the winter, it goes southeast to southwest, right? Look like it's moving in a circle. Very few hours of light, right? So optical phenomena could be happening, right, with the ice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know that, and I would think if it was truly the South, the atmosphere would be so much different as well, because, you know, I believe in a firmament, so, you know, that that whole optical effect would be something none of us, if we haven't been to the South, right, would be accustomed to. Our eyes wouldn't, you know, familiarize the same way as it would, like, say, at the equator, and the humidity, and, you know, so many factors, dude, that none of us could, optically, identify, if we've never been put in that situation physically, So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if Jeran and these people are so confident about their experiment and what they saw, why don't you show us on a scale model, on a globe, how the sun is coming from the other side and also illuminating the other part of the world? Show it us on a globe without illuminating Ushuaia that have 20 hours of sun. Without that 4 hour of the sun in Ushuaia also. Right? How come in Australia and some part of Australia, you are in their summer, they're having more than 15, 16, 17 hours of sun, but not 24 hour sun? Show us that is happening on below the continent. All these effects and the sun rising and setting on a globe. Show us that. That would be nice to see.
Yeah, and I would even go as far as say, make it the proper scale. If that thing is 93 million miles away, let's do that in inches, right? Make your globe a 24-inch in diameter basketball, right? Even wrap it in glass if you want to, or crystalline, atmosphere or something. And then, let's do the scale 93 million inches, right? 24 inches, the ball, 93 million inches away. Right. And then light that thing up and let's see how it works. Yeah. I don't even think you could get a scale model on the earth if it's 93 million miles, supposedly 93 million inches, bro. That would be like at the moon or something. You know what I mean? After their model. Anyway. I'm just
it's because it's Narnia. It's not possible because it's all Narnia. Right. These people have a lot of words there, right? Plato, this debunk, that they cannot really represent a repeatable, observable thing. What is happening, right? If it's so easy and your guys are so confident, show us that. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it would, bro.
Just embarrassing more than anything. And it was no question of me like, am I going to come back and try and find it? No, I mean, there is no excuse. There's no dancing around it. I knew the questions that I would get from people, and I still get those same questions. People saying that refraction isn't proven, and that's not a good enough excuse for why we see Canagoo maybe a little farther than we can. I think one of the things that Glober said that I kind of think is a mistake is that they started saying real early that we don't see too far. And I don't think that that's true. I think that we always see too far because the numbers that you get are geometric, right? So yes, you can see a slightly past the geometric edge of the earth because we have an atmosphere. And with an atmosphere, it works as a lens and you can kind of see, that's why we see further than we should.
Yeah, so he wants us to believe that it's fucking refraction. That's why you are seeing far. So that's what I was mentioning in this live when I showed my observation. So these guys want us to believe that you standing on a beach and seeing some silhouette of mountains, they want us to believe that it's a refraction that is putting a 2 kilometers mountain beyond the curve. 2 kilometers. And it's a light phenomena. This is what they want the people to believe. That's what he wants the people to believe. That's why maybe the people see a bit more further. Right? No. People are seeing a bit further because there are objects at that distances that are visible because the light is falling on it. That's why it's reflecting back. That's why you can see that. That's how eyesight work, Jeran.
Yes, sir. Very true.
For sure, the atmosphere is playing some part. That is the reason you cannot see the bottom of this thing. But if the earth is curved, these mountains should be, some of them should not be seen, and even if there are some seen, maybe the tips, right? At these distances. This is the thing they don't understand. Yeah, go ahead, Aji.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, yeah. And just to add to that, it's like, our eyes, of course, the lens, the cornea, and then we got the lens, and we got a fluid, then we got the retina, right? And there's all of that you got to take into account. Plus, you know what I mean, humidity in the air, and plus what kind of instrument are you looking through? Is it an aspherical lens? Is it concave, convex? There's so many things that you could leave out and just fool people like, oh, it's because of this, that this is why that's happening. You could say it in like 1,000 different ways, but if you're not taking into account and educating people properly about what you're looking through, and how things, look without the instrument, how your natural lens does bend, from the center down, and then from the center up or left or right, anyway, I hope people understand where I'm going with that, but to just say it, isn't good enough.
Oh yeah, absolutely, brother.
So yeah, he's just he's got
The refraction these people are calling is the atmospheric lensing, right?
Mhm.
That's because of the atmosphere or the density of different elements, right?
Right. And the convergence point, of course, is one of the biggest things. That sun could be almost, too far to where the atmosphere in between you and the actual sun, yeah, it's going to magnify it, make it look kind of hazy or fuzzy and a little bigger. So yeah. And then when you zoom in on it, you can, of course, that's when the truth comes out about what's happening, is when you get closer with the, the zoom option.
Oh yeah, the thing is that we can see too far. That's the thing, and these guys have a problem with that, right?
Yes, sir.
We're seeing too far. We're seeing too far. We had the longest line of sight at 240 miles. That's around 430 kilometers. And there are people now on TikTok also doing different kind of observation. I did 80 miles. There are people who are doing 100, 200 miles, right? Even Aloha with Dirt 20 on TikTok is doing another one. They're trying to break a world record of 240 miles, right? More is going to come.
Nice. I'll have to check that out. Who did you say was doing that, Vikka? I'll have to look.
Aloha was trying with one guy named Dirt 20 on TikTok. They were doing something from Hawaii and trying to do the observations, right? And yeah, as I said, also trying to do with Peak Finder and finding the exact mountains with the exact distances, so you know exactly what you're looking at, right? It's not just you're looking at some silhouette from a distance and it's whatever. No. With all the data, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool. And hey, I'm gonna drop something here in the I can't post on the regular chat, so I'll put it back here in the private chat. It's a program that takes into account, the diameter of your eye, and it adds in, you can instead of like putting out all the information from a camera, plus your height and your, distance from the sun, or, you know what I mean? It takes all that into account, but not through an optical tool. It's through your regular eye. So instead of being able to zoom in or, stuff like that, it'll take into account your, just with your eye. And, and you put in your location and all that. It'll tell you almost the exact opposite of what a camera information that you put in. You see what I'm saying? So it'll calculate everything for you just with your eye and the thickness of your lens, and all that. So it's pretty cool. But I'll drop it in here if y'all want to ever play around with it.
Cool. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that would have been a better way to go than just telling people we don't see too far, because then flat earthers go around and say, we do see too far and you guys are liars. But we see too far. We're talking about seeing 9 miles.
Dude, he forgot about Jay Tolan. Wasn't Jay Tolan with you in a few documentaries, Jeran? You don't know of Jay Tolan? Thousands of miles from cruising altitude with infrared. Did you forget that? There are many long line of sight observations. There are people who see it every day.
Miles when you're supposed to see 8. It's not like you see 40 miles when you're supposed to see 8, right? It's barely too far. And then we had a Melodome do
From my,
Melodome did a I just told him to do this. I said, hey, these guys are all saying there's no evidence of a refraction. So and then he did a experiment where he had a globe, he put a thumbtack on the backside of it, and when you looked, you couldn't see it. It's definitely behind the curve. And by just adding a sheet of magnifying sheet in front of the globe and in front of the camera, all of a sudden that thumbtack pops up from behind the curve. And so, that alone, and you're thinking on the globe, think of how much bigger that is than real life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that you're not going to get through to a lot of these flat earthers. I thought I would be able to, and I kind of have given up on that. Like the people who want to know the truth now have the content that they need. They have the evidence that they need to get to the truth. So there is no more excuse. And I would even say there's a slight excuse for people before that, because a lot of us were saying that the South's a lie. We don't have evidence from there. So people might have bought into that and believed, oh, we don't have evidence from the South. But now that we do, now that we've seen the South Celestial Pole, what about lines of longitude? The distance between...
No. You guys saw it and you guys are claiming it that you were in the South. There is no real evidence other than CGI and green screen and manipulation videos, 360 curved shadows.
Mm-hmm. And it was out of your mouth, Judas, that you didn't bring home a 24-hour sun video. So shame on you for lying, sir.
Oh yeah. All that hype and money and all that footage and all that chess cam and adventure for the people and the VIP and nice one.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Like,
hey, and just to upgrade his purple lights in the background. Dude, what a joke, man.
oh yeah, shout out to Zetetic.
Yeah. Oh, but,
Yeah, I was saying shout out to Zetetic Truth Tube that he was saying that Jeran was like, it was like a casino.
Yeah, man.
All his
Yeah,
crypto.
You can't see his eyes, man. He was hiding from everybody. Telling you the truth, why you can't see his eyes, that's a man not to trust, I would say. But I dropped that back here for you, the link. Yep.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Degrees of longitude in the South, they
constant.
Yeah, well, the degrees of longitude, so they converge, right? So they get
yeah.
Or
but they don't. They converge on the poles, so it's the opposite of the
right
of the AE map.
Correct, right. The AE map spreads out, right? So you can actually do the math on that. And I think if you go to 50 degrees south, it's 40 miles per 1 degree at 50 miles south, 50 degrees south. But if you do a flat Earth map and then you go to 50 degrees south, it's like
All right, it's buffering a bit. Guys, this is the thing. These people, I think they don't know and that the Gleason map is a patent map. All right. Why don't you guys show us a patent globe? Show us a patent globe. Professor Dave and Jeran. You are globe authors, right? Show us a globe that is patent, because Gleason is a patent map. I know many people are having hard time, even some, maybe it's correct, maybe it's not correct, it's not perfect, but it's quite a workable map, right? And it's a patent map. So if you guys can show us If you guys are so confident about everything works on a globe, show us a patent globe.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one. To be truthful, what does it usually say on those? For not for education. I think most of them say that. And then on the poles, it's got a big metal piece there to spin it around like a play toy. Like, where's the land? Where's the land? Where's your proof of the North or South Pole? Right.
Exactly. You're not gonna have really see a globe anywhere in an aviation cabin or anywhere in a ship or anywhere. A globe used for navigation is not happening. The air map. The air map is a copy of the Gleason map, which they use. Right?
Oh yeah. I've seen a lot of I'll try to find the link again. I think I gave it to Vlad one time, but it's a link of all the polar maps that were at one point classified. But it's not the USGS, but it's something like a branch off of USGS. But yeah, I'll have to find it and get it to you. But yeah, it's not a globe. It's not something that spins around, Anyway, how does the water stay on there? Anyway, has anyone ever thought of that? How does the water stay on a globe? Anyway, all right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bro,
if it was working, they would have a working, repeatable, testable model of what they're seeing optically, or even with what you're saying with water and gravity, right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, do it with the scale model of a moon pulling water, but I would love to see that. I don't know. I mean, I've always been curious about that. How the hell did the tides work on a spinning water ball? Anyway.
Oh yeah. Let's hear these guys. Oh, it's buffering. It's not playing. Alrighty.
We got
degrees
yeah.
in the south.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, well, the degrees of longitude, so they converge, right? So they get
yeah.
but
they don't. They converge on the poles, so it's the opposite of the
right
of the AE map. So.
Correct. Right. The AE map spreads out, right? So you can actually do the math on that. And I think if you go to 50 degrees south, it's 40 miles per 1 degree at 50 miles south, 50 degrees south. But if you do a flat Earth map and then you go to 50 degrees south, it's like
dude, it doesn't fucking converge, dude. That is the reason there are no sea cables in the south. You guys should be joining Australia and the whole world because of your round globe below.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know if you guys noticed or not, Vikka, but these guys are playing copycat. Like you know how the astronauts would do, like, one will start talking and the other just watches and yeah, I did see stars. Yeah. No, oh, you didn't know there weren't no stars. That's right. No. And the same thing here is copycat,
140. So you're talking, basically 3.5 times.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, how would that not be figured out? I mean,
yeah,
somebody would go to drive to their friend's house and they'd be like, oh, you're 40 miles away. I'll be there in an hour. But they would get there 3 hours later and be like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I was just going 60 miles per hour the whole year.
Yeah. The further south you go, the more ridiculous the map is. And it's just,
Oh yeah, you guys can claim, but also these sea cables are also used as GPS location points for buoys, right? As floating towers, right? If it was so easy, if you guys globe was so contracted in the south, it should be an amazing point for everything, because that's how information moves, transfer internationally. Facebook, Google, there are continents which are just now connecting to US, some part of South America through US, which lines are coming from the north. Put a cable line, do a GPS map there too in the south. If it's so contracted, it should be easy.
Yeah, Nate, if you don't mind, Vika, can you? I would hate to say rewind it. I don't want to hear him that much again, but he said something about driving. The more south that you drive, the longer the trip is. Is that what? Like, he was being sarcastic, but he said something like that. And I'm wondering, what continent is he talking about? Like, you can't go drive from South America to Australia, or South America to Africa. You can't, like, how do you test that the further south you go? Well, as far as driving,
they've skirted by on the fact that people don't really go to Antarctica very much, but
or the south, really, right? I mean, I don't think that a lot of people know that the sun sets the opposite direction there. So, yeah, in Antarctica itself, it's 8 miles per degree, and in the flat Earth, it's like 240.
Where is he talking about? Where's he starting?
I'm trying to toggle where you're saying, but it's buffering a lot.
That's cool. I mean, if we can't get back to it, it's cool. I don't see where this test, I'm trying to visualize where this test begins and ends, because he said something about it starts with an hour on a flat Earth.
140.
But,
so you're talking, basically 3.5 times. I mean, how would that not be figured out? I mean, somebody would go to drive to their friend's house and they'd be like, "Oh, you're 40 miles away. I'll be there in an hour." But they would get there 3 hours later and be like, "Something's wrong."
Yeah,
I was just going 60.
Oh yeah, he's trying to give an example. Yeah,
he's got to be more specific, because driving from where to where, because we can figure that out. If it converges or not, or if it diverges instead. It would be more divergence the further south you would go on an AE map, but that's a hard test to try and pin down, because there's a lot of ocean, and most of the time if you're going that far south to really test something, a divergence or convergence, you would have to go through the water, and then it becomes how do you say it? Not miles per hour, but shit, I can't even think of it now. I'm trying to make a point, but sailing or nautical miles. There you go, nautical miles. You can only go so quick on an ocean, and you would have to convert, regular miles driving to nautical miles back to driving mileage, trying to go to Antarctica and do a real test. So he's just being very vague, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, apart also from this, the cables and the flights of so much less flights, also the star constellations, they're double almost the constellations than in the north, right? So where is that space? All contracted in one point? For fuck's sake, guys.
Yeah, and we've seen plenty of video where people are flying, and we watch how the stars don't go, converge like upward, they converge downward, especially in different directions. We've seen all that and disproven, some kind of spinning globe, like, there's been many tests. But yeah, go ahead. I won't keep yapping.
Miles per hour the whole year.
Yeah, the further south you go, the more ridiculous the map is, and it's just they've skirted by on the fact that people don't really go to Antarctica.
Guys, do you know how ridiculous a globe? The more south you go, for fuck's sake, there are things happening that it shouldn't happen beyond the equator.
very much, but
or the south, really, right? I mean, I don't think a lot of people know that the sun sets the opposite direction there. So, yeah, in Antarctica itself, it's 8 miles per degree, and in the flat Earth, it's like 240. I mean, people would be dying all the time. They would get in a plane and think they're flying no distance at all, and they would run out of gas and crash and die. So all those things. That's why I'm really trying to push people into somehow.
Yeah, we can
across
tell,
because they
Jeran.
just won't watch.
We can tell.
my
Bro.
channel. I get.
Trying to push everybody into your little view of the world, and I hate to say it, but that's a hypothetical, bro. 8 miles versus 240 miles. It's just hypotheticals. Show us your proof of that. I'd like to see it.
Oh yeah, she should have chosen some curve. Exactly.
Right.
The same experiment he did in his sellout documentary Behind the Curve, he could have done on a longer distance with a laser right there, Jeran, and proved your curve. And maybe gift it to your friends, your new friends.
What's funny is that they don't realize that any light from the sun or a laser, it spreads out. You know what I mean? And it conforms to the shape of your eye regardless, over distance. You're just going to see a conical beam. They're not like straight rays. Everything comes into your eye conical, and it just looks like an X with a plus sign, and right in the middle is the convergence point of that light. So it's never going to be different, for if it's light coming over a globe curve, right? In their belief or their model, or a flat surface, it's always conical. It's just the way your eyes receive light. And it's funny listening to this clown to the right, this Dave dude. I don't really know him that good, but I've heard a lot of shitty things. But bro, he's who is he on this video? Like Jeran's support system, because it's funny when he's bad mouthing us flat earthers, all he's doing is looking in Jeran's eyes and talking to him. Cause I mean, you know what I mean? Like Jeran posed for so long, and it sounds funny that Dave is like bashing him, and Jeran's all cool with it. It's weird to listen to this, guys. Anyway.
Oh yeah, Jeran was there to ask for subscriber. He was there. He did this collab, so he can. So Dave, the guy whom he was against one time, is there to ask for more subscribers because he's been having a hard time.
Yeah, that's all right. Everybody needs a little rub on the back, Jeran. It's cool. We see you, man. We see what Dave's doing for you.
Oh yeah.
It's as a flat earther, I did the same thing. Did I watch videos that you put out? No. Why? Because you made me feel uncomfortable. Right. So I don't want you to call into question my beliefs. I'd rather just say, oh, he's not a professor. It's very easy for me to say that.
Yeah, because he's not a professor. For sure he's not a professor. Just putting in a handle professor is not gonna make you a professor.
Right. Look at that little cheesy smile. And the dude on the bottom, bro, he looks lost. He's lost, bro.
Holy shit. Oh yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's sad, man.
Everybody can laugh at it and we can move on. By the way, when you told Lord Jamar, when you made that video about him, I never laughed so hard in my entire life. In that video, when you're like, he's making fun of you for being Professor Dave, and you're like, your name is Lord Jamar.
Yeah, give me a break.
I'm like, wait, this guy's not a lord.
Yeah, no, the whole not a Professor Dave thing, it's like, all right, that's pretty predictable. I mean, whatever.
Yes.
I did teach at a university, but that's fine, you guys. Whatever you need.
Just because he teach at some universities, like now he's a professor here on internet, explaining all the theoretical science and all the bullshit, right? Really.
Yeah, that dude. I think he's wearing a mask, bro. It looks funny, bro. He should get a T-shirt, like paste his degree on his T-shirt, and walk around with it. Yeah, that's funny. I might make a T-shirt just for that guy right there. Not a Professor Dave. That's wild.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have any explanation. He just, you don't understand. These people don't understand, right? This is only what these people have.
He's way too smart for us, Vikka, man. He's phenomenal, right? Oh man, this guy's a joke.
Oh yeah, just because he got a lot of hits because he tried to ridicule flat Earth, now he's saying that he's got an authority of being a professor about flat Earth. Get the fuck and do some real science. Go and show us some curvature. Get out of your couch potato troll. Stop doing your couch potato troll and start doing some real observation and experiments. For fuck's sake, both of you, or the three of you, right? A lot of fucking word salad, but no real science, right? A lot of fake formulas and theories and all that shit. A lot of word salad, right? But no real science.
Yeah, bro. I think this dude, just from what I've heard of him over the years, he's pretty much got his acknowledgement from writing on the words flat Earth. You know what I mean? Like the dude got that was his bread and butter, flat Earth. So,
Oh yeah, and for these guys, it's the globe. That is the reason they are hyped up by the algorithms. Like Dave, McToon, McKeegan, Simon Dan, FTFE, Globby McFace, right?
yeah, bro.
What are you
That's
gonna do?
that's the team right there.
Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
and the Professor Dave, and now you have Jeran in the team. Nice.
Yeah. The newest, the newest pal. You know what I mean? Pal. I don't know. Was he part of the Take Your Clothes Off in Antarctica club? Was he doing that too? Because
Who, Jeran?
yeah. Wasn't he like
For
one of the
sure, he
guys
was one of them. Yeah.
that, went skinny dipping, and showed his manhood? I heard you had to do that if you went down there. Supposed down there, air quotes, that if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be, in on it. Something that, and I heard that, honestly, and I'm not joking. I heard that because, the guy, Eric Heckler, he was the one talking about, the psionic weapons down in South America. The, how do you say it? The neutrino detector, well, anyway, he said he worked down there as a mechanic, and that, it was just part of what the atmosphere was down there. You had to, strip down, run out, and jump in the cold water, and then, jump out. But if you didn't do that, then, let's just put it this way. It was a Mason thing. You were in the club, in the know, if you did that. And I didn't just hear it from him, but I saw a bunch of people with their shirts off and stuff in pictures, that supposedly went down there. And then I'll land the plane here. I used to study while they were doing all their thing. I would look into the employees that supposedly worked down at the South Pole Station, right? And one of the guys that he did photography, and I showed the guy's work, his pictures, and just trying to show people this is what is claimed at the South Pole Station. But anyway, he said in his blog that absolutely they would strip down and run, jump in wherever the water was, the cold, icy water, and then jump back out and, get dressed. And then you were, that would show you were a quote unquote Mason. And no bullshit, but I'll try to find that work again and and get it over to you, or whoever wants to see it.
Cool. Yeah, would be interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not gonna if they were doing some kind of shit like that, and there was money involved at that level. For sure, they have to do some symbolism there to show what is happening, right? For sure.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
if
it's like
it
a
was in a
ritual.
fucking basement. Yeah.
Yep. And that because it made me think when I seen all the, or not all of the pictures, but the pictures with them with their shirts off, right? I'm sure that might. I'm not saying they were down there, but wherever they were, that is in the past a commonality between certain people. And I wouldn't doubt right after that picture was taken, they all had to strip butt naked. And I'm just saying, maybe not, but that's just me. If anybody wants to say some shit, come talk to me. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's hear it.
Evade these very clear points. But no, that was, people, I'll tell people this at the beginning of the video, but I've been acquainted with you since the very first. You're responsible for me becoming a flat earth debunker. You and the.
Oh yeah, before we hear this part, I just wanted to read one comment was here earlier. Monty was saying, yeah, Dave is so well propped up. Professor Dave, he's now propping up Jeran. Neither would make it on their own. Yeah. Professor Dave, McToon, McKeegan, they all need Jeran as an example to show that what kind of a disgrace he was. Right? For sure, they're going to try to prop him. For sure. A flat earther turned into a glober, and not just any flat earther, right? One of the representatives. For sure, they're gonna try to keep it, show it this example everywhere, right? That's what is left to be done.
Yeah. Like a wink, wink, a nudge to those maybe that's in the know kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Other Globebusters guys.
Globebusters? Yeah, I remember that.
So I kind of owe you a beer for that, because that response to the Globebusters video remains my most viewed video on my entire channel. It's the amount of money made on that video.
Aren't your like top 3 or 4 like flat Earth videos? No?
Yeah, of the top 10, probably 6 of them or something are flat Earth videos. It's like those blew up, and then that kind of started my debunking path. And now I kind of dip in once in a while, but I'm focused more on like RFK and like actual topical shit. But
you'll probably jump off a bridge if you do too much flat Earth stuff. So I would limit it.
Yeah, it's diminishing returns. You know what I mean? But you'd be every time I jump back in and do the Lord Jamar thing went semi-viral. I was like, oh god, I guess people.
Oh yeah, he just have to appear now and then, do some shit, and just disappear again, right? That is the reason he's giving this collab to Jeran, right?
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah. Didn't he say just now the word? Every now and again, I dip in. Wink, wink. Oh man, this dude's so gay.
To make the traffic more high, right? Because that's what it sells.
Yeah, he's floating on the flat Earth boat for sure, bro.
Don't want to see this crap,
Well, it was just so bad. And then Dave Weiss giving his bucket of chicken, a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken is a better model than the Globe because a boat can float in there. I was talking about,
he kind of sounds like a Timu Dennis Rodman.
He is even worse than.
What did he say about the Timu? I didn't hear it well.
He said it sounded like a Timu guy. I guess like maybe a commercial kind of voice. It's funny that Jeran's ragging on the guy that brought him in and built him up. That's funny. Mm-hmm.
That he's like a Timu Terrence Howard almost.
Oh,
1 times 1 is what does he say? 1 times 1 is 2.
But what are they speaking about Dave as being a Timu?
Yeah, trying to crack on him.
Terrence Howard. Holy shit.
That's a weird comparison, but hey, if that's what he thinks of when he thinks of Dave. That's a little weird, but
Yeah.
That's just huge. That's groundbreaking.
He's been a pay pig for me as well.
At least you admit it.
Oh yeah, sure. No, I mean it's so, I'm putting out a video tomorrow on a climate change denier. Very, very thorough, 2 hours long, deep into the primary scientific literature. Very, this is respectable debunking. And then once in a while, I make fun of Terrence Howard. So sue me. You know what I mean? I like to do. It's I span the gamut here.
Oh yeah, because sometimes he speaks things that you guys don't like, right? For sure, Terrence Howard is not perfect, or not that I agree with everything, but there are something that it destroys gravity and many other shit, right? That's why you are attacking him, right? And the warming thing, I don't even want to mention, but yeah, this is also a part of the agenda for these people, right? Part of the package.
yeah, that almost sounded like intimidation, kind of, nervous laugh. Yeah. Sounded like he might get his ass drugged if he gets on Terrence too much,
Hopefully you didn't see some of the videos I made about you. They'd be like little clips. I don't know if you saw them, but they
Never
weren't
seen a single one, but feel free to play a clip.
I don't know if I could find one. I used to have these little, and it's so bad, it's so cringe now. If I watched it, I would probably be ashamed because
Maybe at some point we should do the Nathan Thompson prank.
Oh man, has he never seen that? Oh man, Dave, if you haven't seen, it didn't get a lot of views, but there's this guy's named Reckless Ben. He's got a prank channel on YouTube. Well, Nathan, you know who Nathan Thompson is?
He's the one who was yelling at the kids at the school, right? Yeah.
So they call him and they say they want to fly him out to California, and they pretend to be Harvard students, and they're going to try to prove the shape of the Earth. Well, they call him out to California. And
Harvard students are in California now.
It's all a lie, and this guy falls for it. And it's so bad. Like they have him dress up in a duck suit so he doesn't get he doesn't get radiation from the tests that they're doing. They have him try and stack. There's so many times throughout this documentary that anybody would have known that it was a hoax. Anybody except for Nathan, because he's so proud of himself that these Harvard students called him. And I even called him and told him, because he was like showing on his Instagram, and I was like, I looked at the guy and I was like, isn't that? And so we found out it's Reckless Ben. I was like, I called him. I was like, dude, that's a prank guy. He's on YouTube as a prankster. Go to his channel. He's like, yeah, right. You're just jealous of me. I have better discernment than you. I'm like,
wow.
There's this whole documentary that did you watch the whole thing, Gabe? It was funny, huh?
Which documentary?
Gabriel, I wanted to.
Do you know about this documentary or no, RG?
Hold on, which document? Hold on.
It's not a documentary. It was a clip about Nathan with some people in a rubber suit and trying to measure something with the toilet rolls.
No, I don't think I've seen that. Is it like recent or older?
No, it's an old one. It's an old one.
Oh, I didn't catch it, man. It sounds like it's interesting, visually. I'm looking like what a duck suit and toilet paper rolls.
Yeah, Corey Skate said it's 5 years ago. Yeah.
He must have been just doing that for clicks or something, or somebody was setting him up to be made fun of.
Oh yeah, Serena. Shout out to Serena Hamilton. She's saying, Vikka, Dr. Shiva, PhD interview with Weiss on YouTube, worth watching 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah, this.
I think that was when they got kind of heated because that dude wasn't listening to him or something. It may be a different one, but.
Oh yeah, so. This is the thing. Once we are done with this review, for sure we'll be looking into that there's also another rabbit hole of what could be happening there. Some questionable names will attach to it. So yeah, it would be interesting. But yeah, we wanted to finish this one so we could go into that. So
Hey, Vika, if you're cool with that, I can jump back on in here in a minute. I got my niece and great niece here, and we're probably going to get just a little bit to eat real quick, and I can jump back on if you're cool with it.
cool. If I'm on, you can jump on, bro. No problem.
Okay. Well, how about I just mute up and then?
Yeah, and you add whenever you feel.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. This is good so far, man. I'm having a good time, so I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, brother. Anybody else wants to join in the conversation? The link is right up there. We still have some time here, so you can come in and add whatever you like to add in tonight's conversation. So yeah, once we do this, for sure, I want to get in with this whole Dr. Shiva thing and what has been coming out. Oh yeah, yeah. I think we have something for 2026. So
I actually haven't seen all of it yet. I
Oh,
watched like half of it. It had me in stitches, and I got busy with real life shit. But yeah, I figured that would be something that Dave would get a kick out of.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, it should have had, hundreds of thousands of views. I think it got like 60,000 views, so nobody even knows about it. But it was really a great prank, and they really gave it to him. But I guess it's kind of easy when you're doing it on Flat Earther, so it's not that cool. But
oh yeah, like any other pranks and any other thing that you guys were always happening around you guys in all the documentaries and the people trying to pretend flat earthers and playing with you guys. It was just a normal thing always, right?
yeah. So again, I think that my only thing about the way that you went about it, and my thing with YouTube is I let people run the channel, their own channels. That's what YouTube's about. But I'm not sure, being as abrasive as you are is that's just going to turn all the flat earthers away. But it's not like being nice is going to help them any.
Yeah, there's plenty. Everybody has their own style, and you're gonna hit a few people. And I did turn a few people. There was that Speak Truth, I think he was called.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are like boasting like they convert to few people. What the fuck are you guys speaking? You converted few people and you flip few people? Really? Have them. There are people turning in hundreds, flat earthers every day, hundreds. From every walk of life, from every profession, crane operators, railway engineers, pilots, navigators, sailors, navy, radio, communications. It's just going on every day. Aviation every day. With true testimony, with true science to back them up with their professions. People whose families worked in NASA or in different projects which were not supposed to be public are coming out and telling the truth which their parents couldn't say. The times are changing, right? Just because it's not here on YouTube doesn't mean it's not happening on other platforms. Celebrities, sports players, and you guys counting in the handful of people you guys turn into Globers. It's pure bullshit.
I know.
Who was like, hey, I don't know, just he made a video and was like, I'm not a flat earther anymore because of this Professor Day video or whatever. Yeah, I definitely got some, and I'm sure Simon and Dan got some, and everybody.
Some, and you guys are proud of this shit to listen from you guys' mouth. You guys are fucking one of their top guys. And speaking about hand few flat earthers that you guys converted to, it's a shame on you guys. With that kind of traffic and reach and algorithm and prop up you guys have, you guys are converting shit. I can't even count the amount of comments and people writing to me about flat earth and how it changed. I've been not even close to what you guys have been here. Only the 2 documentaries have converted real professional people. Tough nuts to crack, people. I've had people jumping on lives telling me that how people converted by seeing Flatten the Curve or the Mechanical Realm. Fuck's sake.
We got a few. It's a hardcore cult. So us debunkers, we have this fantasy that we're going to convert 100% of the people out of the cult. It's never going to happen. It does not matter what you say, how you say it. Doesn't matter. If you get 5%, that's a huge victory. So I do the style that is the only style that I can do because I'm an asshole.
Right.
And
no, because you're fucking bully. Because you don't have real science to back up and have a conversation. You have bully and insults, and you don't understand because you fucking don't know to explain. Because if somebody will ask you a simple question, you won't be able to explain. Mr. Professor Dave explains. You are a bully. That's your style. Zero science. Fake word salad with fake numbers or fake formulas.
And just, I'm going both for debunking and for views, obviously. And yeah, that's what we get.
No, yeah, that is there. That is the main agenda, right? It's not for the truth. It literally is there. It's not for the truth. These people care shit about truth.
So,
as long as you know you're an asshole, then we're all good. As long
Sure.
as you didn't
to people who deserve it. I mean,
Yeah.
I treat people the way they deserve to be treated, and flat earthers deserve every ounce of vitriol that they get from me. So
Yeah, and I go around and try telling them that. I say to them that if you just want to have a religious belief, that's fine. I don't even care. Go have a religious belief. You can have meetings on Sundays and have
Yeah.
cookies. Nobody cares. But you're actually in Facebook yelling and screaming like you have some profound truth and everybody else is retarded and you're the smartest person that ever lived. And it's like really cringe and you have no evidence. So it's, those things don't add up. And
No, it's not. It's not about the smartest people ever to live. It's like the people who just opened their eyes because we were open for the truth, right? Not because it's something special to be flat earth, right? It's ignorance to know what you see and feel, and you're gonna try to believe that you're spinning on a globe. It's not everybody's piece of cake to just follow and eat whatever is given to you. Because you are not a bot, you're not a robot, right? Maybe you guys are. And many who doesn't want to see the truth, right?
any other walk of life. We don't see people going around screaming things like that, unless they admit they're into religion.
Yeah.
Like I don't see that many scientific people and
That feeling of being special negates the need for evidence.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they believe things so ridiculous. That's not just flat earthism. That's a whole variety of things. As long as it gives you that feeling of look at Scientology, something like that. Same manner of thing. You're Jehovah's Witnesses. You're the unique few that have the truth, the capital The truth. And so as long as you are,
It's not our problem. It's not the truth, right? It's not our problem if you guys don't want to see or many don't want to see. Because the controller made sure that there are people who are not even come to a moment in their life and start asking this question. Because life is really made hell for a lot of majority of people on this earth to even start even thinking or speaking about this, right? The majority, that is the reason.
made to believe that, you'll believe fucking anything.
Yeah, and anything other than you, right? So like when I got back, your choices are Jeran's telling the truth, and you've respected me for 10 years as a flat earther. You've listened to me, you've watched me, you've agreed with me. But when I come back and say something different than you believe, you'll immediately go to I'm sold out. I've been like. Yeah. If the government has secrets, the way they keep them is not by paying out everybody. That wouldn't make any sense. You would have a bunch of liabilities all around the earth that could at any time say, oh, actually, I don't like lying for this anymore. I'm going to tell you the truth. And there's never been anybody in any walk of life that has come forward and said, hey, they're faking the shape of the earth, and this is what they're faking. This is how it works.
You knew that nobody's going to believe you, Jeran. Whatever hell you were saying, you think that you were telling the truth. You knew that people are not going to believe you, right? That it was a natural transition of you, right? You were a plant right from the beginning.
This is how it really works. There's nothing like that.
The trillions of dollars per year in payoffs would dramatically outweigh the secret oil and coal or whatever the fuck they're pretending is beyond the ice ring wall thingy.
If you go
Oh yeah, that is one of the main reason. That they don't need to make a physical prison, because you guys are working for almost for free. For sure, you're getting those algorithm boosts and all this stuff, right? For you guys to keep playing for free of what you guys are doing, right? That what could be beyond. One of the biggest reason could be this, right? Free energy, free resources, more resources, right? Everything is. That is the reason the Flat Earth Society don't want the people to believe beyond the ice ring, right? So we have already went more detail in that about the possibility of extra lands and why these people might be hiding, and the whole game show is for all this, right? Whatever these people want to put out there and believe with this TFE, if there's a 24-hour sun or no, they just don't want the people to see what is there in Antarctica. Because these clowns also, when they came back, they were saying, oh, it's just such a beautiful place. What were you doing there? It's just a beautiful place. God doesn't want the people to go there, right? Which God, Austin, doesn't want us to go there? You were the selected one by the gods to go there, right? You asked about the ice wall and the ice. Oh, it was just such a beautiful place, man, guys. Believe us.
It doesn't make any sense, yeah.
No,
but you think, but you took some people with you, don't you think? Like you have, audience of X size, whatever it is. Some of them were like, "Oh shit! All right, I guess I'm not a flat earther anymore either." Right?
Yeah, I've gotten probably 25 emails from people. They're not known. They even make that clear in the email. I've watched you. I've been a part of this. I've fallen down that. But
25 people. Oh my God, 25 people. Jeran, yeah. Wow, the impact you have made. Wow. All right.
but then they just say that, you've been logical and calm since you got back explaining. And it wasn't like I just got back and went into hiding, which is kind of what Witsit did. I got back and got right to work of producing.
Yeah, Witsit went into hiding because he had to come up with bullshit. He had to come up with way to lies to the people. Because you didn't have any responsibility, even though you went as a flat earther and you came back as a globe. So all your responsibility was gone to answer, to explain, right? No, just believe me that I saw 24-hour sun, right? Believe me. And he's becoming a flat earther, but his business partner is still a flat earther. So believe us. Right? Trust me, bro. Just for the face value. Because you guys were the influencers, right? You guys were the face.
Videos saying why I knew the shape of the earth now. And I get it. I get why people look at that weird, is because they're like, wait a second, you just got done telling us how wrong you are, and now you're telling us how right you are. So I get it. That's but sometimes when you are
wrong and now you're right. What's the problem? I don't get it.
That's what I said. If my truth is hard for you to hear, I'm sorry. That's just works, because once you've seen that and you see the sun going left, they can't be going over there to Australia to bring light and heat, which we know happens. So it means that Australia is on the other side of the ball. And and then people get really mad. They're like, well, you don't think we're spinning, do you? And I'm like, well, yeah, now I do, because I think that answers all the questions that we have. And so once you have things that answer the questions, I don't have a reason to doubt them. And so a lot of people are, well, how do you explain dark matter? I'm like, dude, I got into flat earth because I thought we were being lied to. Once I realized we're not being lied to, I'm not a high professor of physics.
Oh, yeah. If some professor, so-called professor, is going to say to you, you're going to believe in dark matter for sure, Jeran.
Yeah, that will say that again loud and clear, Jeran. You are not a professor. So, yeah. Just like his buddy there.
Oh, yeah. The dark matter and dark energy, right? It's only for the theoretical physicist, right? Which Jeran don't understand, but he's ready to eat it.
Yeah, man. They're it's just it's sad sometimes that when you can replace dark matter and dark energy, and black holes and all that, and you can replace it, not just theoretically, but physically, with a gradient of plasma. That's you know what I mean? Substitute it and show it through experimentation. And there's a guy, his last name is Lapointe, David Lapointe, and he's shown that, with these certain bowl-shaped, opposite polarity bowls. I don't know if you know about this, Vikka, but dude, he does these amazing experiments that, with opposite polarities facing each other, the plasma, that experiment can explain mathematically, why we don't need those three to satisfy physics. But anyway, most people might not know about that, and I don't want to ruin your show by yapping about it. So,
Nice.
And what the fuck does frontier astrophysics have to do with this shit? We figured out the Earth is a sphere 2,500 years ago.
And that's all the claim I'm making, right?
What? They knew the Earth 2,500 years ago. Holy shit. From where do you make up all these kind of shit, Professor Dave?
Yeah, his great grandfather told him, and passed it
In
down
his years, yeah, when he was born, like the Earth is a globe.
it stayed
Professor
in the
Dave.
it stayed in the gene pool of the professors down his family lineage. That's funny. You're
Trying
so
to tell
sure
them
of
that
yourself.
these, the claims I'm making are based on, and I made sure that I didn't use NASA, I didn't use authority, I didn't use government. I said, you can go fly to Buenos Aires, you can watch, Punta Arenas, you can watch the sunset on December 14th. That only costs somebody $1,500 probably to fly there and back. So the excuses of, oh, Antarctica is too expensive, you can't go there, that was proven wrong. I mean, there is $1 million assessment.
Dude, you know what happened to that guy, that young kid who flew into Antarctica? You knew what happened with him, right? He was in prison till he was brought back to Punta Arenas. Do you remember that, Jeran? It also shows in a way that how difficult it is to just fly there, or any Tom, Dick and Harry can go there, or you guys were there, right? You clowns were there without no permissions. You guys were there. That in itself shows that this was a hoax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What isn't there like some very lengthy process of paperwork and getting approved for your trip and all that? But it seemed to happen super fast with the fake pastor. Like he just snapped his fingers and made that shit happen. It's wild.
Oh yeah, he's saying God was with him, right?
Yeah. That's wild.
For fuck's sake, this is also right. These are the reasons. Also, some of the reasons that it's really impossible that we're near Antarctica. Right?
Yeah. And notice he said that on one day, December 14th, you can go to Punta Arenas and watch the sun, do its thing. Notice he didn't say you can go to Antarctica for 3 months out of the year and have pure daylight, right? Or 6 months out of the year on a symmetrical ball. That's the way it should happen. But we don't, he said only one day you can go. It's a special place, right?
Oh yeah, a few days, right?
Yeah.
And it's maybe just the daylight. It's not even the sun of being so many hours. So
Mm-hmm.
You have to do to go down there, but there's these companies like ALE that have already paid that. They've already done the assessment. They know what to do with your waste product. They know what to do with trash. They know what to do with your urine. And so those companies can take you down there. And so, yeah, is it an expensive trip?
as I have mentioned many times during the TFE, you need permits, guys. You need to fill forms, and especially if you are a US citizen, you need to inform the government, and it needs at least 3 months prior. You need to inform and fill few certain forms with their numbers. They have specific numbers of forms that need to be filled, right? And these guys can go on a picnic to Antarctica, really?
Yeah, it's hilarious. He said, "Oh, we don't need to do that. There's special companies, ALE, and they are experts at doing away with your shit and your piss. Don't forget that." Right? They'll get rid of your bullshit quick and on point, right? Like, what is he talking about?
Telling the truth. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's worth it if you have that kind of money. I already miss it. I already wish I could go back. So,
how did Will get all them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's worth it if you have that kind of money. I already miss it. I already wish I could go back. So,
hold on.
How did Will
Vikka,
get all that money?
Hold on one second. Didn't y'all remember specifically Jeran saying that was the worst fucking trip of his life? That it was horrible and his face was like frozen, solid, and right? I'm pretty sure I remember.
Oh yeah, both were crying. Even Austin was crying.
Yeah, I can't breathe hardly. Oh man, I don't ever want to come back here. Y'all think this is a pleasure trip? No, come on, man. This dude's full of shit.
Yeah, now it was like one of their best experience of their life, right? They would love to do it. Yeah, there they were crying. Oh, we didn't sleep. Duffy didn't give us this. Oh, God, we had to lie on each other in a cabin, right? We didn't have Wi-Fi. Yeah, they were crying all the time. Where was the science?
Yeah, but now they came back. They got to sell the lie, so they got to beef it up. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get back there. So me and Witsit can take our shirts off and twiddle each other's nipples again. Crazy.
Oh yeah, they were even mentioning during the debate they got on by each other or something in the plane, or I don't know, they got emotional. I don't know what the fuck they meant or were saying.
Yeah, man, it's so emotional. Such a tragic thing that prior to going, it was just this could happen or that could happen. I don't know, man. It's and then who was that pastor Will said that let's have a golden ticket drawing or something like
Dude, it was a fucking setup too, right? Like, yeah, like just like a random girl being picked up, right?
Right.
Holy shit, the people are so stupid, right? And it was like, and there were many flat earthers who were really trying to apply for it, right? And like, yeah, they thought they're gonna win. Fuck, you could literally see Will Duffy playing everybody, even until his last video. Fucking trying to be emotional and like, yeah, I've done my job. I have proved the globe and I'm leaving, guys. What the fuck?
Yeah. He as soon as I seen that little what do they call it? That kind of grin. Every time he would tell a lie, he would kind of smile. Like you could just dude,
oh yeah.
He gave himself away so many times. I was like, that little smirk, that's a dirty motherfucker. That's a backstabbing son of a bitch right there. I could just tell. Dirty. How he does hey, look, anybody in insurance is a dirty MFer. Man. Well.
Oh yeah, bro.
He was an investment banker prior to being a pastor. I think
so that was personal money?
Well, for who did he pay? So he got to go for free because he brought a certain amount of people.
Like it was like a con job, like in a way, like he got some money and he like he was trying to beg with the company that he could get in, and then he got money for and everything was like, even after the Lisbeth thing was like the crowd fund, then also McToon was crowd fund. No. These amounts of money just don't just come in like this, right?
Right. Yeah, and what did he mean when he just said that, Vikka? What do you think he meant? He said, was that personal money? And then Jeran kind of stuttered with his words, and he said, no, I think he got to go free because he brought so many people. That right there tells me that it was set up by somebody else at probably ALE or the government. He got to go free, but really, why didn't Jeran say no? He paid for all these people and his own ticket. What does he mean by that? He got to go free. Will Duffy. That's a little suspect.
Dude, he was saying, oh yeah, he was saying things and he was like, oh, we don't have money for this. Okay, we'll crowdfund this. And then the next week is the money is there, right?
Yeah, they kept saying Will Duffy was going to pay for everything. Just go pick it out and bring him, show him the receipt or what you got and he'll pay for it. And then all of a sudden in Punta Arenas, the story was, they didn't let us bring so much weight on the bags. We could only bring so much weight. So we had to rush to the store and buy this and buy that. And bro, man, stop it. Bro, stop it. I don't even want to say the bad words I'm thinking. Just stop it. That's crazy.
Oh yeah. It was like money was flowing there, like channeled there.
Yeah,
right?
It came from somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, and as I was saying, I'm not doubting that debate of the Greg Locke and the other pastor was one of the catalysts also in a way there, and through that connection, and with Will Duffy being a pastor, Fake or real,
Yeah,
we don't know. But it's like being a pastor, right? Why not a
yeah,
fucking carpenter
yeah,
or
yeah.
an
What happened
engineer
with
who
that?
wants to
Because
prove the globe?
church burnt down. Yeah, and you know what? I think that was just like the Twin Towers. I think it was insurance money that somebody burnt that place down to make it more dramatic, and he got paid. I guarantee you, Greg Locke did. That's just my thoughts. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah,
8 or
that makes
9.
sense. Yeah.
But then he paid for myself, he paid for Witsit and our gear, and then Dave McKeegan. So I mean, he's in it for
Yeah,
100.
over 100.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he had some extra money, and he has a friend that brought this up to him, and he thought she was joking, and he kind of like went. I think what happened is he went into Facebook and started arguing with her, and realized he didn't know shit. And so he looked bad because she had answers to everything. It looks like flat earthers have answers to everything, but they already know what you're going to say. And
Yeah.
it's almost like a game that
Yeah, because we are know what you guys are gonna parrot, right? This is the thing. We know your model also. That is the reason. We know what you're gonna say.
you play, where if somebody doesn't know the earth, you could just start by saying, do you know how fast we're spinning? If they say no, you already have this in where you can embarrass
Sure.
them, right? So because you can start to, because you know how fast we spin and you know how fast we go around the sun. So you can just make them look silly by not, and then they question themselves like, wait, why don't I know these things?
Yeah, and
you
to
know.
be fair, this is what evolution deniers do and what anti-vaxxers do. It's not unique to flat earthers. This is what science deniers do in general. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I
you
mean,
know what
that's
though?
from the
They
outside
can't
looking back
explain
now.
entropy. You know what, Vika? They cannot explain entropy, and how the fuck does the sun or the earth keep speeding up and slowing down, and how the fuck does the moon stick around? Like, you know, how fast does the moon know it's going to be drugged by gravity? Because gravity has its own mindset, right? Like, you know, let's let the butterflies fly, but man, we got to hold all this water down, gravity. Come on now, you know, and then, you know, and hey, sun, let me tag along behind you at 66,000 miles an hour. Come on, man. Where the fuck how does entropy work, bro? With all these, you know, ups and downs, backs and forth, man. These guys are nuts, man.
Oh yeah, and pulling the water, but the fishes no, right?
yeah. That's wild. It's
Pulling
sad
the
though.
water, but the birds no, and the cloud no, right? So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's just so smart world.
But
You
just
know,
so
but
clear and
it would be
embarrassing,
cool
and
if everything just sat there, and you know everything was allowed to use their own energy, right? And the background medium to use as a catalyst. You know what I mean? That would make so much more sense, so much easier. But yeah, I'll stop yapping.
you know, sad because you see what happened. I mean, just so people know, it's not always just an absolute refusal to listen to what people are saying. There is a mental block that I don't know how to explain it. It's like as soon as I started doing flat earth and you get a couple of accolades, meaning somebody comes and says, hey, you're really funny. Hey, I really like your videos. Hey, I feel that you're on the right track. That usually doesn't come to somebody who's not being honest, right? It comes to people. So to you, you feel like that's validation. Oh, I must be on the right track. So you keep going. Then you get invited to speak at a conference. So who goes and speaks?
Oh yeah, if you're a plant right from the beginning, for sure, you are given a lot of script. As I said, the one of the earliest things I ever watched of his was about the 24-hour sun, right? Even being there on Globebusters and like trying to cherry pick the topics, right? But even there, even during the early years, he was the same thing, trying to ask people for the computer, for the software, for whatever. It was always some, right? Need this for that, but never no outcomes.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good point, man. And you know, Witsit kind of took the same route. You know, he got everybody to pitch in, and I hate to say it like this, bro, but I mean, looking back now, I think man. And Whitsett, if you hear me, bro, and you want to talk about it, just, let me know if I'm right or wrong. But, bro, Bob did a lot for you, bro. And then you talked about taking over and filling his position. Kind of, that was almost a skit now that I look back, bro. And that don't have much to do with this topic, but the way I see it, bro, you took advantage. And took advantage, bro. But,
but then he disappeared too. He himself, he tried to do his place, but he disappeared too. Why? Because of the lies. Because the people know that from the moment with the TFE shit that it's a lie. And if he's trying to poison the well or poison the water or poison the truth, right? How long is it going to continue? That is the reason it's not continuous. It was also one of the main idea. That was the reason Jeran was already disappearing from Globebusters, right? He was there to prop up, and then was Austin.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he had to stay out of the limelight for a while when he got back because, he was going to get his ass roasted, bro. And anyway, yeah, I'm gonna mute up one more time. I got my niece is about to leave, so I will jump back on here in just a second. Appreciate you having me.
Alrighty.
At conferences that's lying. Nobody. So you kind of feel like.
Alrighty, so it's buffering a bit. So yeah, this is the thing, and these people are always taking advantage of that, of Globebusters, right? And they're also, for sure, they were trying to keep the gatekeeping going on, all right? What should or what should not be coming out, right? That was also one of the problems. We could always already see how Jeran was changing even before all these things, right? Also with all the debates and all this stuff, and all pal with McToon. So we already knew what was coming. And all those debates with Austin and with he was making a clown of himself. Austin was making a clown of himself. They were calling him out literally, where's your moral and all this stuff. And he was doing everything, less showing the real signs. He was with his word salad and with fallacy and all his bullshit, right? The same shit, nothing provable. That's what he was parroting there. That is also one of the reasons I had to go on a debate speaking about the model, right? About the anti-control mechanism. Because these clowns were not, because that was their reason they were there. To not, that the people don't focus on real stuff, right? I didn't go on a debate because I wanted a fond of debate or I want to be on Jeran's channel or nothing. Because I was seeing the bullshit of the so-called representative being called out as clowns.
He almost like
calling out by all these anti-flat earthers. Where's your moral? They even have a jingle, right? That is the reason I went there. And if you guys even remember, after I cooked McToon, even being my first fucking ever debate at almost 3 a.m. in the morning time for me, I cooked this guy, right? Didn't have anything, right? And I also mentioned about GPS and few gadgets, about magnetometers and everything. And with Jeran, I've never heard about it. And he was telling me, oh, I would love to do a show with me about this GPS and all this magnetometer and etc. And all. In that moment, I said, yeah. But I never went there. I never asked him, hey, Jeran, when you want to do this? Because I sense it, right? He's trying to get something that he doesn't know and don't have control over, right? So it was just a reason, because I was fucking fed up of these gatekeepers looking in other side and being ridiculed. on the main stage. That is the reason, nothing else. And people still want to believe in this clown and this witsit that who also happened to go on Alex Jones show, and he the first one of the things he's asking, what about model? And this clown is showing a picture of the magnetic toroidal field. For fuck's sake. So it's good that the people see what they are not doing by doing this kind of bullshit from all these years, right? For sure, fucking business partners have their strategies to keep mining and conning people, right?
Create this world where you are being truthful and honest.
Mm-hmm.
And everything you say you feel like is being truthful and honest because people are there listening to you, and then after they're coming up to meet you. So it's kind of like your brain puts up a barrier. Like it doesn't want you to lose that good, cushy feeling of being considered smart, of being considered funny, it doesn't want to do that. But
yeah, you base your identity around it. I mean, I get it. We've all known that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the observation, though, is really, I mean, if anybody can get somebody out, because seeing it is what kind of kicks that block out from under your head, and you can't put it back if you tried.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't put it back if I tried. I mean, I wish I could. I really don't. I mean, I really wish I could just put it back. And they say ignorance is bliss. Sometimes you're like, things were a lot easier. My life was a lot easier. Everything was easier.
I think there's greener pastures ahead than from being a flat earther. Let's hope.
Greener pastures? You gotta fucking going to hell for ignoring the intelligent design. Clowns, green pastures, for fuck's sake. In your chaotic model, right? For sure you guys have your not very aligned. For sure. Right? There are a few conspiracies that he mentioned too. Right? About the jib and other things and the warming, right? So, yeah, it matters. In reality, it matters what you think. And we flat earthers are very proud of many decisions, right? So, you think you are what you think. Sooner or later, you need to apply what you learn, what you resonate with it. And daily things also affect how you apply that, what you have learned. And seeing the way, the right way or the wrong way, right? It helps. That is the reason so many is waking up. That is the reason. People are enough with the bullshit.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. But no, and I think like you said too, that you do have this feeling of like, oh, the whole world knows and they're all going to look at me this way, where it's a small little section.
Almost nobody knows who you are.
Right.
I mean, a lot of my viewers who watch my Flat Earth content know who you are. Honestly.
Yeah, it could be the reality. Nobody fucking knows who you are, Jeran. You think you are, right? Maybe you don't know. People don't know who you are. For sure they know who is this guy, right? Who make fun of flat earther. And that is also one of his way of living, right? For sure. That is the reason you are there, begging for subscribers, crying for subscribers.
A lot of them even don't, but that's you are known only in a very small niche community.
Correct. Yes, that's why I've never been recognized in public, so I'm just pretty small. I'm sure you have. You probably go everywhere. So yeah, so I mean, for me, I think that I just want to help people get out if they can. I'm not worried about the ones who don't want to get out or who don't want to hear the information. I mean, I don't have any love lost for those.
What the fuck are you getting out of it, Jeran? Whom you want to take out? You took your 25 people. What the fuck you want more? Right? You think you're gonna make an impact? Right? You're gonna get maybe 25 more in a year. Yeah, have them.
But the people that I do feel like were duped into this, or because I think people who watch YouTube usually are, I don't want to say lazy, but sometimes people want something cheap, like they want you to tell them how to do something. They're kind of lazy, and so they get to start watching truthers, and they just begin to believe everything that truther says.
Yeah, because you guys were posing as truthers, right? Con artists, right? So for sure, many people have fall for it. Many, for sure. Thinking that they are following a truther.
And that's very dangerous because I recognized that very early on, and I kind of stopped saying things that I felt like if I didn't know fully about something, I wouldn't say it because I would hear it repeated, right? I would hear people repeat it, and you'd be like, oh man, people believe me no matter what I say.
Yeah, and I mean, to be perfectly fair, one could say the same about me. I think that there are a lot of people who, I've built my brand on integrity, and I think that there's a lot of people who might implicitly trust me. But that's why I'm constantly citing as much, primary literature as possible, constantly interviewing experts in whatever field I'm talking about. Just like I'm trying to drive home that, like, I'm in the middle here. My job is to convey the scientific information to the public, but here, listen to this climate science expert, listen to this archaeologist, listen to this read the literature, whatever you want to do. Yeah, climate science expert.
Oh yeah. He recommends a lot of things, but he himself doesn't fucking fact check or repeat its science, right? All theoretical bullshit, right? Yeah, just another pawn controlled indirectly to do the job, right? In the bigger picture, that's what it is. It's almost finished. The last few minutes is Jeran crying for subscribers, and then Dave asking his subscriber to follow this guy. That's what it's left, like, so
Listen to this,
I don't know if I have this, the whole, but let's listen to what's left.
Yeah, so
that's pretty much all I had. I mean, I think that I have to apologize to a lot of people that I've already done. I've apologized to you, to Wolfie 6020. There's people that actually reached out and tried to help, and I rejected them and said that they were lying to me, or that.
Oh yeah, now suddenly all these people, right, are your mates. Oh yeah, Wolfie, Dave, McToon, McKeegan, right? You need to apologize. Holy shit.
If they were trying, part of some cabal or whatever I would make up. And so, I've had to apologize to those people, and to anybody that I led astray, anybody who's still a flat earther. I want them to know that the earth is not flat. That is a fact. It's embarrassingly wrong. It's tragic.
Yeah, what is more tragic is that you were one of the face of flat earther. But the good part is you are no more a flat earther. So that's a huge relief. That's a huge gift for flat earther, right? We still have some fake ones still pretending to be, but yeah, one of the main fake one is out, right? Progress is going to happen now. Go ahead.
I like the way you put that, Vikka. Yeah, I was listening while my niece was helping me get everything that I need for the night. But I just want to put it like this as well. If it helps people understand, where we're at, and especially for me, where I'm at in my own mind is, we over the last 10, 11 years, man, we've grown into something that is, I could say, I'm proud of the movement, that's where it's at now, and like you said, we're weeding out those that are more likely to sabotage or do things for money, right? And I'm glad to see that it's getting to the point where we don't have people doing things behind our back to diminish our movement or our purpose, right? I mean, for the first thing in life, of course, is God and family, right? And so it feels like to me it feels like I have a small group of family, you know what I mean? And I'm just glad to see that the bad one is gone, and we knew it. Probably most of us knew it, right? We could feel it before they even planned this thing and went out. All right, love you, have a good night. So I'm just glad to see that those type of people are no longer, because now, like you said, it's time to start building more, and adding on and getting to know people on the level where we can trust at least enough to build not just a community, but also maybe possibly technology, or things to better our bodies, or freely teach each other about health, real health, and all that. I just wanted to say that, so because I was hearing what you were saying about that. So
Oh yeah, brother, absolutely. It's all related. Everything is related, right?
yeah,
As,
man,
as I
we're
said, the
we're doing
psychology.
it.
If it. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying we're doing it, man. We just got to keep up the good work and encourage each other.
Oh yeah, and it's also like a lot of psychological warfare in a way going on too, right? Everything is related. If they have grabbed you psychologically, that you cannot really know what the fuck where you're living on, right? They got you on every level, right? They
Yeah.
got you on every level, and everything is related and connected. Everything, as
Yeah.
you mentioned, right? So absolutely, bro.
Yeah, we're helping to break people free, right? Not just physically, but our minds, bro. Like, I don't know if people know much about me personally, but just to say this, I can't get up and go where I want, when I want, and do the things like everyone else. But the benefit to that, and the benefit to having somebody like me on your team, is that I do spend a whole lot of time, right, looking, searching for those that I can help with their minds breaking free and get them out of the psychological grip in games, right, that people fucking play in society. And I hate to see that being where I'm stationary, right? I live on a stationary earth, and I'm stationary to the point where I have nothing but time to better, my mindset and give that to others. So, and I see that in certain people, bro, and you're one of them. So I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate everyone that's listening. So I'm no celebrity, but I hope to give more of myself to this movement, to better people.
Oh yeah, brother. All is required. How much, however it is, how much ever it is, right? Every move, every thought, every word put out there for the truth, to understand it, for the change. Everything has been seen in this ether. Everything has been recorded as an algorithm, right? What we are putting it out there, it's gonna come to us, right? That's how the ether works, right? Very similar to the algorithms. So what we so is what we're gonna get, right? So if we are being on a path where we know that it's a reality or resonates with what the controller trying to sell us, so keeping up that truth-seeking quest in these difficult times is important, because it's gonna change for a much harmonic possibilities, because the attack on the truth is huge. It's contra current and it's difficult, but nothing amazing, nothing worthy comes easy, right?
Right. That's very true, man. I'm glad you said it like that. And you know what? It does get easier to people that are listening. untangling our web that's been sewn, for years and years and years, bro. They got a heads up on us, right? And they get the grip on your mind early, and it's our responsibility now. At least I think so. It's my responsibility to exchange my time and my energy to do something better and leave an imprint, right? Untangle and help these kids, man, because a lot of people are lost at young age nowadays. And I think us uniting as grown men now is something very important to stick with, man. Even though it's tough, like you say, Vikka, bro, it does get better and easier. So.
Oh yeah, at least there should be possibility for the people to find what they are looking for. Because if not, these clowns and many who are pretending to be flat earthers are making sure that they just drains away or blow away, that the people don't see. No, there is possibilities for the people to go and see and check it out. Real science, real facts, right?
It's good that we're pointing this out, and when we're pointing out not just these facts, we're pointing out the people that are perpetrating and doing this shit over and over, and they think it's fucking cute and funny, but it ain't cute and funny, bro. Like, it ain't. It's not. So, reap what you sow, like you said. So.
Oh yeah, brother, absolutely. So yeah, this is almost done. We will a few words more.
It has the most wrong thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than you could say if you're just talking very locally, and this is all you have, and you have a blinder above your head, you're not allowed to look at the sky, and you live where. Okay, I could see somebody saying the Earth is flat, but once you start to put things together and realize how planes fly and how the Google Earth itself is hilarious to me, because everybody you know and ever known and every place you've ever been is on Google Earth. And if you go to that location and look at the sky, it will match real life. Mm-hmm. So if that happens for everybody on Earth, then guess where we live?
Dude, you are so dumb, no? Right? Google Earth, right? Google Earth are just high altitude images which turn into a cartoon after certain altitude. That doesn't mean that's the reality. Come on. Cannot be so naive, right?
Yeah, bro. It's stitched together just like the video they claim was 24-hour footage. Stitched together, bro.
I mean, it's not, it's like, it becomes almost impossible. This is a new thing I've said. I think it's impossible to lie to people about where they live unless they're blind, because everybody can make observations. So they can't tell us we live somewhere we don't. People would make observations and go, "Now you're full of it." But unless the reason that you can lie to people about where they live if they want to be lied to. So that's what this has become. And that's, talk about irony, is.
Oh yeah, that could be said about you guys. If you guys are ready to eat the lies and believe that the Earth is a globe because somebody said it to you, you never really, really try to like debunk it, right? So you're gonna eat it because it's easy for you. It's because it's lazy, being lazy, because truth makes you think, and sometimes thinking is hard for people to focus on what could be happening and how the hell you can change things. Forget about the world. Personally, it requires thinking. It requires to separate with information from disinformation, from lies, from the truth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like sometimes that he's just looking in the mirror talking to himself. Like, it's what it feels like he's projecting, the reality that he truly believes in, right? But he's got to keep this facade up and make other people think now he was just, he wasn't thinking correctly. It's truly a globe. He just wasted all that time, on his on the untruth, right? But yeah.
Oh yeah, a perfect example going down in history, right? For sure. Right? A perfect one.
Right before our eyes, bro. Yep.
So yeah, it's all a show, all right? All a show. in the end, as I said, there's nothing more left from this. In the end, he's just crying for subscribers. He's literally saying that he's not getting people, nor flat earthers, nor globers, because nobody's fucking trusting him, right? It's like a cheating friend or a girlfriend, right? If he can
Yeah,
cheat
yeah,
with you now, what the fuck he's gonna do with the next one?
yeah. It's like a guy that got his hand caught in a cookie jar, trying to sneak a cookie out, and he got caught. Yeah. But now it's too late. Jeran, Judas.
Oh yeah, so that is the reason the collab was there, to help, to show, to ridicule the flat earth community, to mock them. Like, listen, like one of the greatest flat earthers is here on a biggest anti flat earther channel asking for subscriber because he turned into a glober, right?
Yeah,
Shouldn't it be?
he
Yeah,
messed
shouldn't
up.
it be? Yeah, go ahead, Aji.
I just want to say that he messed up for sure.
Yeah, shouldn't it be opposite? Shouldn't it be like thousands of globers should have flooded on Jeran's channel, subscribing, right? And the super chat, right? He didn't even used to answer if it was a super chat. For fuck's sake!
Yeah, he got yeah, he got caught, man, right in the middle of it. He's self-induced, you know what I mean? Like it's nobody else but his fault. So, and I really don't feel sorry for the guy. I just feel like if you're gonna try to reverse your position, be well prepared, bro. Like be able to 100% smash the belief in flat earth, like, to obliterate. Don't just come in halfway, bro. You're gonna get caught, and especially from the foundry or from you, Vikka, bro. We're too observative.
Oh yeah, they should have got their shit together. Going on a trip as a representative of flat earther, trying to change the world, right? Not prepared at all, right? Got nothing. They took from. You imagine you are going as an opposition, as doing a science thing, and you're taking all the data from what's given to you from your opposition and coming here and selling it, and that this is what happened, and you guys have to believe in us. Bullshit. Jeran and Austin, bullshit. It's not happening. It was never happening.
Yeah,
There was never no data. Fake CGI, curved shadow, seams, green screen, blue screen, right? Blue shadows, endless shit, like, right? Clouds being frozen up.
Well, what I think has a big part of it, Vikka, is that prior to this plan and prior to the unfolding of it, right, was 3 people, and I'll just say it like Witsit, Will, and Jeran. All their egos were way too big, bro. And when you got them together, bro, their heads their minds were already made up. Hey, this is how it's going to go down, and here's our escape plan if X, Y, or Z happens. This is how we're going to play it off. One of us is going to be good cop, bad cop. Airhead in the middle with all the money. Like, bro, they should have known that there's too many level-headed people, man. You're not gonna go in with all that egotistical, manhood and rip your shirts off in sub-zero temperatures, bro. And come out, on top. It's just not gonna happen, bro. They should have known.
Oh yeah. So we are not buying that, Jeran and Austin, right? That what you guys said are saying it's true, right? It's not happening.
Yeah, you're not gonna fool the creator, bro. And try to come out with your interpretation of absolute creation, how he did it. I mean, we can all look and see the effects of creation from a creator, but you can't fool the creator and try to take all his children and brainwash them, bro. You really thought you were gonna get away with getting one over on the creator, bro? Good luck with that, bro. Y'all better be asking for some serious forgiveness.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad that at least 70% of the community saw it and they saw through the bullshit. Nobody was fucking buying. It wasn't like a 50-50 argument of, yeah, this is true. Nothing. Everybody was fucking calling these people out. People are finding shit in everything they presented, right? So it was.
And if you went back,
Yeah.
Vikka, if you went back before they left, when everyone was talking between themselves, all the flat earthers were coming together like on different shows and speaking on it, like, how do they think that this is going to work, bro? Like, and there was doubt way before they left, and it was very smart doubt. It wasn't just like, oh, these people are stupid. No, it was like everyone was like pointing out the facts, and the facts don't lie. You know what I mean? So, and they still try to pull it off. That's why I think personally, it's definitely greed, ego, and money that, and you know what I mean? Like, I think that's my opinion anyway.
Oh yeah, brother, absolutely. These kind of mocking collab that these people do, it's the aftermath, which is showing and it's exposing more the truth, more deeper. We are understanding this whole hoax and psyop on the community from a very long time. It's just helping us and helping everybody to see that these con artists were put in place like right from the beginning, right? So whatever these people are representing or connected with is questionable. Absolutely. Right.
Well,
Anything.
we know who the JEWs, we know their God, right? They're open about their God, and I think this most recent thing when, they say a guy got shot or whatever, I think this most recent thing, they had to do something to take the focus off of us pointing out the reality of this big psyop, right? And we didn't fall for it. And yeah, flat Earth is still the biggest subject that the JEWs don't want everyone to, be talking about and proving what the creator, the real creator, the biggest creator made right here, right? They don't want.
Oh yeah, bro.
So they had to try to, discourage us by changing the subject in society. Right. That's my
absolutely, but brother, that is the reason I was speaking in the beginning of the podcast when I showed my observation of the 80 miles, that I have a stamp on my video on TikTok that nobody have, which says that the content is reported and not verified. It's just a simple video of me from a beach showing a silhouettes of mountain at 80 miles, and it's shown as non-verified. Like as I said, I took it as a stamp. Why? Because now you have a TikTok, have new owners, they have new things, right? They don't want the real, simple science truth that destroys their fake globe, right?
Yeah, I agree, bro. And they have to do that. They have to have the, in Congress, all these meetings about how are you going to stifle this movement? What are you going to do? They're talking about, community notes. Oh, this is archaic, right? Like who talks like that? Archaic, like we're fucking in the caveman times or something. It's just their way of distracting this generation coming up, the kids' minds. They don't want to lose grip on the education and indoctrination system. So they have to do things to discourage, distract, right? And it, they've got all the money in the world. They got all this budget and still cannot tell lies that make them stick. They can't make it lies stick. You know.
Absolutely, bro. That is the reason. I think also one of the reason they have this TFE and they have the next coming, right? Because they cannot stop it, so they're gonna try to slow it. They're gonna infiltrate it. They're gonna divert it. They're gonna ridicule it. They're gonna hit pieces on it. They're gonna do everything. As I said, the best place to hide is in the face, right? They cannot hide flat earth, so they're gonna ridicule it so that the people don't give attention to it. So who are the people who are making it help it happen? These kind of sellouts, these kind of clowns pretending to be flat earthers, and there are many more in hundreds also on TikTok coming in daily, right? So the attack is not gonna stop. It's time for the people to see that, right? I think we are almost done with this review, right? That you can see what the bullshit is. In the end, it's all about trying to make an example of this clown being like who had an enlightenment, right? After a few grand were spent on him, right? I don't know what the fuck they gave him there too, apart from whatever, right? But this is the thing. It's time for the people to fucking see and wake up and see that where your energy, effort, and should go for this real progress to happen, right? Real things what makes an effect in the right way. Yeah, not just like being in different places as protagonist and you think you're gonna change the world. We all saw that it was all a fucking lies. All these people who were organizing these kind of events are fucking on it. To hear these kind of people, organizers, saying that the sky matches with the globe. Holy shit. So also you can see that, right? So nothing. They just want to keep it as a mining this community, like just not giving real science and real showing the real way, right? Just fucking playing celebrities and protagonists, talking little flat earth, like poisoning the thing and disinformation and gatekeeping and conning. This is what has been happening from a very long time, right? Very long time.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man. I appreciate, you know, the effort you've been given to you know, make sure and what I like about the show, bro, is you don't say definites. You don't say that this is exactly the way it is. You point out what has been noticed by not just yourself, but a lot of people, right? That come and they look closely at detail, and not just the TFE, but a lot of, you know, talks and stuff like that. So it's good to have a group that isn't just like-minded, but has a keen eye and knows what to look out for, right? So I appreciate you, man. You said it's about to wrap up, so I'm going to leave you, and I guess the link here, if anyone else is interested. It's studies of my mind that, you know, I've been keeping record of, and it's about, you know, different like technologies and stuff like that I think could help people. But thank you, Vikka, for everything you do, bro.
Oh yeah, brother. Thanks to everyone who's playing and giving their part, brother. With any effort being done to make this thing as clearly as we can see, because the deception is so deep, right? So, and this, right, as you say, we are investigators, right? We investigate and we look in details in things so we can understand the truth. So if these people, how can they forget that flat earthers, they go in so much detail about understanding the reality and truth? And if you guys are gonna play with real people who is going for the truth, the lies cannot be stand up, right? Cannot stand in front of the truth, right? No matter how you try to cover the lies and make it show the truth, it's not happening. If not me, it's another, it's another, it's another. People are gonna see it, and in the end, it's gonna resonate. That's why the community resonated and saw that this was a fucking psyop, right? A total fake bullshit, right? Having its own purposes, right? Because this was planned right from the start. Absolutely. Thanks, RG, for being here tonight and accompanying me. Yeah, absolutely awesome talk.
Thank you, brother.
And yep, last thoughts. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, I just I mean, don't I mean, for whoever can hear me, just don't doubt yourself and what you're capable of, and don't think you can't contribute. You know, even though we might not have like a huge crowd, and you know, we just started our own journey, or if you've been in it a long time, bro, you can always contribute. And I don't know. I don't have much more to say than that. I'll drop this link, and if you're okay with it, Vikka, I'll, you know, in the back chat. And God bless everyone. I hope everyone has a good night.
Oh yeah, brother. You too. You too. Have a great evening, and thanks for being here. Absolutely
Yes,
awesome input.
thank you, man. We'll see you later.
Oh yeah, and there you have it, people. Right, the mocking of flat earthers by these two now anti-flat earthers didn't work. Right, it gave us more insight of what these people are trying to do with flat earth community. Right, with these kind of plans and these kind of indirect pawns working for the Kraken, if you want to call it, right, controlled by algorithms and some hype up, right, and trying to control the narrative. They don't even understand that in the bigger picture, they are going against the creator by pushing this globe agenda, right? So TFE was totally a fake shit, right, to distract the flat earth community, right? And no one should be trusted from that whole project, or whoever's trying to defend that these people were still victims, or right, a mistake and all this shit. It's not happening. You had your chance of being representative and try to change the world, or try to change the flat earth community, or prove the globe, or prove the flat earth. You didn't do shit. You have created more confusion for both the sides of what the fuck is there. Right? This is what you guys created. Right? So no one is fucking trusting you, or Will Duffy, or the whole squad, and all their fake science that they thought they got us from there. Right? Because the so-called representative didn't even have a complete video. Both of them. Right? So it's time people understand and see and open their eyes, guys. Thanks everyone who was with us tonight here, right? Sam, RG, and each and every one of you in the chat who spend the time with us on Sunday evening. And yeah, as we said, time is precious. So thank you, really thank you for sharing your time. And for sure, we are done with this review. We're gonna be next week. We're gonna be looking into something really interesting, because these people are not gonna stop the attack, right? So more things are coming here. So it would be interesting, because things are, it's not like, yeah, that's it, we know everything, right? This is the worst thing, or this could be the most intense thing happening, and that's over it. No, it's always going to be something there for us prepared, that we need to go against the current and expose these people, right? Absolutely. This is Vikka Draziv signing out, guys. I love you all. Like, see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. This ain't delivery. It's divine design. Scripture, the kitchen of creation. Grab your slice. Say, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, flat like a pizza. pizza baked under the dome. Waters above, that's your real home. Genesis blueprint sealed and tight. No curve, no spin, just day and night. Thickness A, radius Z, pi times Z times A times A, that's reality. The crust is the land, the sauce is the seed, and the cheese is the life God gave to thee. But they serve you a globe with that Lucifer crust. NASA's the chef and deception's a must. Fate runs the spiral, life's DNA. They bury the pattern to lead you astray. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, fire in the ring. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call the globe by its name, yeah. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, fire in the ring. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call the globe by its name, yeah. They sell you orbits and rockets in flight, but can't show gas next to vacuum at night. Golden ratio fire in the flowers and shells, but they space stations, just Hollywood tells. Waters above, crash down in the flood. Hark on the crust, life saved by the blood. Now they plot for the beast in the U-wing hall. Lucy's trust candles lit under the call. Math don't lie, the volume don't spin. Pizza stays level no matter the spin. So why does your globe need a fear campaign? Cause truth in the crust breaks the devil's chain. Every slice equals size, equals size. Every lie I despise. Fire in the room, pie in the plan. God is the baker, not mortal man. Fire in the brew, pie in the plan. God is the baker, not mortal man. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, pie in the rain. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call it glow by its name, yeah. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, pie in the rain. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call it glow by its name, yeah. So keep every size equals size, equals size. Every lie I despise. Fire in the room, pie in the plan. God is the baker, not mortal man. Fire in the brew, pie in the plan. God is the baker, not mortal man. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, pie in the rain. Don't mess the oven, truth in the flame. Cut through the lies, call it glow by its name, yeah. Flat like a pizza baked by the king. Fire in the garden, pie in the rain. Don't mess the oven, truth in